Even better. That was so loud. Damn. The fuck? Why was it so loud? And then it was very like this. Like there was so much that was happening, and then this. Nail art Insta account win whenever I actually start doing it. Chitoken got me like a gel art set. It's like gel nail polish and a dryer for that, but I need to learn how to do it first. And then I'm gonna try to get some stencils and stuff. Learn to sew. That's what I'm hoping. I want to learn to sew. I'm doing good, Thomas. That was loud as shit, but other than that, that is some big energy. That was too much energy for me. I was not ready for that kind of energy to just blast out of my speakers, so I was stunned. The woman was too stunned to speak. Not Vegas Tales? No, we're playing Vegas Tales. Here. Let me hop back here real fast. I'll help you out. So normally we would play Veggie Tales, but today we're playing Vegas Tales. This is what it looks like. There you go. Hope you're good. How's that? You can cosplay as Lara Croft and I could be Nathan Drake. I will be doing triangle titties. I have cosplayed as Lara Croft though.
Thank you for meeting with me.
You're welcome.
If this is your first visit to the Bellflower Casino Resort, I hope you're finding it a pleasant one.
It was very loud.
I've owned this place for over 30 years. Running the Bellflower has been my life's work. A life which is almost over. I have terminal cancer, and I've been fighting it for years, but
that music at the beginning did not make me think that that was going to happen, sir.
I've already come to terms with my condition, but it leaves me with a problem. I never found time to start a family.
And it seems like there's... Oh, wait, are you going to have a family with me?
This hotel is all I have to leave to this world.
Oh, okay, you want help with your hotel. Okay.
But I have no one to carry on that legacy once I'm gone. I need you to help me decide
the important
the
things,
best
Elliot.
person to inherit the Bellflower. I've made a list of 4 candidates, each of whom has a strong connection to this hotel. Unfortunately, I don't know any of them very well. I've invited them all here for the weekend.
Why would you pick them if you don't know them?
You want to do an interview with them for a book that you're writing about the hotel. Now, they're being paid a healthy stipend for their time, so you'll likely find them willing to answer any questions you may have. I want you to learn everything you can about them.
What is the book called?
Report back to me
How to Bequeath the Bellflower Estate by me.
Their names are Ashley, Mallory, Sarah, and the last one is a couple of newlyweds named Todd and Becca.
It sounds like a band from the 90s. Oh my god, Argo, it did. We're combing the desert. Alright. We're in it to win it. Let me know if the audio is a little too weird or anything. Mr. Davenport. Okay. This is not what I anticipated this UI would be. I'm not gonna lie! I really kind of, again, there's a very weird vibe. There's a very, like, back and forth vibe that is going on. It's, like, very high production quality, very, like, we didn't have time to finish this bit. I don't know. Tell me about Ashley.
Ashley is a magician.
What?
She's been holding her magic show here at the Bellflower since we added a theater.
Let's give it to her. Solved.
She's been here longer than
Done.
any employee, and she's as financially tied to this place as anybody, aside from myself. She's a private person, so I don't know much about her.
Like a shitty rendition of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Exactly. Can you just mind me? God, I hope so. Here's the thing, why would you just pick random people? What are you, Mr. Beast? Like, why would you just randomly pick 4 people and then be like, I don't know shit about these people. They could all be awful, but I'm gonna let you decide that. What made these people special, other than the fact that one's a magician? So, there you go.
Mallory is the unluckiest person I've ever
Well,
met.
nice to meet you. I'm about to best her.
I've never seen so much tragedy befall such an undeserving person. I unfairly gave her a hard time when we first met, but we get along well now. I gave her a complimentary stay here at the hotel to apologize, and she wouldn't stop talking about how much she loved it here. I think she might even like my hotel more than I do. Like the others on my list, I don't know very much about her.
Then why? I like the fact he was like, when we first met, I was an absolute monster to this woman. She is the unluckiest person I've met. And that was probably because she seemed like a dumb bitch when we first met. But now, I quite like her. Don't know much about her, though. Physical proximity. He just literally walked into the lobby and was like, these four. Enjoy your games, Pally. I hope whatever you have decided to play is fun. That face he has now is how I feel inside. I feel like that's literally all of us in 2021. We woke up today and this was the face. This is the face.
Sarah is the daughter of the Goodley family. She's been staying here with her parents on family vacations.
Is she in a Lifetime movie? Her name's Sarah Goodley.
Their family is so wholesome that they make the Brady Bunch seem edgy. They're a welcome breath of fresh air here in Las Vegas, and I love the idea of someone with very strong moral values like Sarah taking over the hotel.
I find that suspicious. That's weird. I already
barely know
suspicious of
anything
them.
about those two. Their names are Becca and Todd. I met them today when they were checking in. They came to Las Vegas to get married, and this trip is also double
He did
as their
go to the
honeymoon.
lobby!
Yeah, I know it must seem odd to consider leaving my estate to a couple I barely know, but honestly, I barely know any of the people I'm considering. I figure that if they're staying here for their wedding and their honeymoon, then they're going to have a very strong emotional connection to the Bellflower Hotel.
Are they,
Plus,
though?
It almost seems like fate that they happened to check in today while I'm trying to make this decision.
I've never been married, but I
Counting on
feel
you
like
to
I wouldn't really
ascertain
have
whether or
that
not
strong a
they're good
connection
people
to, like, the
worthy of
Motel
consideration as
6.
heirs.
I don't like the idea of just being like, hey, there've been definitely serial killers. This guy manages successes beyond me. He's like, if you're giving me money, then obviously you have good taste. So, moral values. They're gonna come in at 3 a.m. and get kicked out for fucking the elevator. Becca and Todd, you could have had it all. You could have had it all. They just walked down. He literally walked downstairs and was like, you over there checking in. Oh, you're checking out? You're checking out? Okay, next person. Next person. Are you checking in? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to run my hotel now. This man is Tom Nook. This man is fucking Tom Nook. This is how Tom Nook built an empire. This man played Animal Crossing once and was like, that's a really good idea. I like that. You, random stranger, you're the mayor now. Get in there. Hop in there. Why can't we ever just get offered a bunch of shit like this? Because I'm Mallory. I'm the person. I don't understand. I am worse than Mallory. I have no luck. Like, you get offered shit like this. Okay, so get this shit, right? I've gone to Starbucks probably the last 10 years of my life, 11 years, I don't know. I have a Starbucks problem. And I started living with Shitoken, and suddenly we started being part of pay it forward chains. Like, the car in front of us will, like, fucking pay for our shit. This motherfucker in chat won a 55-inch TV from his work. A 55-inch What? And then I'm over here just like, yeah, I got some free fleas today. AT&T cut my phone. Like, what? A Motel 6 is the cornerstone of married life. Can I go through here? Oh! You should speak to someone else. Oh, I thought that was literally a prompt. They literally were like, you're done. You're done. Move along. So there's Ashley, the magician, and she's wearing a fucking coffee shirt. Okay, Mallory. Oh, God. Mallory looks like me. Oh, God. Okay. Sarah Goodley. Oh, they're serial killers. Oh, yeah. 100%. I feel like this is a guy that does TikToks. Okay. And then Becca and Todd. Okay, this man really looks like he doesn't want to be a part of the book. He's just trying to pay for the honeymoon. He did. He got 3 free things. And I got another. I need to speak to Ashley.
I'm Ashley. I live here in Las Vegas. I spend most of my time practicing
Also,
magic,
congrats,
and
Fry.
I am single.
That goes hand in
What
hand.
else do you want to know?
I feel like if a magician tells you they're fucking, they're lying. They make relationships disappear, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a Halloween Town lady. I think it's probably like when I'm gonna get in this box. That's what I would say if I was a magician. That is budget. I'm already voting for Ashley. Clear favoritism. Practicing magic? Oh, God.
When you're part of a magic show, you spend countless hours practicing. We only perform 4 nights a week, so it would seem like it's an easy schedule, but we spend maybe another 30 hours practicing.
The time just
More
disappears,
if you're
am I
bringing
right?
Someone new into the show. It's a lot.
Okay. Is this her tape for the dating group? She misunderstood the assignment. She thought that it was something completely different. How many people have you killed? She straight up thought we were in a much different situation. She thought she was gonna be on Too Hot to Handle.
I've been performing my magic act here since the last time it was renovated. Huh.
And he
Never heard
does
of the
not know
place
who the
before
fuck you
that.
are.
I like it here.
Just
I
want
like
to
Mr.
know.
Davenport, too. He's very hands-off. I appreciate the fact that he doesn't try to give me input about my show.
That's because he does not care about anyone but himself. Single.
I'm not great at dating. It's probably
With that
because I
sparkling
really don't
personality,
enjoy
I
getting
don't
to know
understand.
people. That's why I think that dinner and a movie is the perfect first date. You have just enough time to exchange facts about each other, and then the food comes, and you can't talk because your mouth is full. Then you go sit in a dark movie theater, where talking is frowned on, and you watch a movie. It's great.
And then you go home
Especially
and you
if you're
can't
with one of
talk
those
because your
people who
mouth is
insists
full.
on talking all the time. I'm great at breakups, though. Yeah, not very good at dating.
I'm sorry.
I've tried dating apps, but I haven't found any that I really like.
The sheriff from Supernatural. Gee, I wonder why she's single. Like, I feel like the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. Live your truth. I just feel like, why even bother? Just have like a bunch of flings and just live your life. Like, just be happy. Where the bodies in the prestige situation? Like, you don't have to date if you don't like talking to people that much. You could just like hang out with people when you want to hang out with people and then don't hang out with people. Great at breakups. Magic act? I don't know which one to do. I really want the magic act. This is probably important. But also, like, why is her dating life that important? Like, for forgetting about, like, I'm bequeathing you a hotel, possibly. What does it matter if you're dating people?
Oh, it's understandable if you didn't know that I had my own magic act. I'm not on any of the posters.
It's the
I used to be,
from Zack and Cody.
but I learned early on that audiences expect a magician to be male.
Very true.
So I hired a male presenting actor as the magician. I started working as the assistant. But ticket sales, foomp, shot way up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm a little lost. Like, but she's awesome. There you go. Like, respect the hustle, man. Like, that's great. Literally, you're the assistant and you're pretending like you don't know anything. It's a Doctor Who episode. It is the mother from Zack and Cody! Wait, what? 10 out of 10 IGN. Okay. I'm gonna say
We
magician?
promote it like it's his show, but he's essentially worthless. He doesn't do much of anything. I've actually replaced the actor that's played the magician 3 times. Audiences never noticed. They're fine as long as there's someone on stage who looks like they expect a magician to look. Usually with a goatee. For some reason, a goatee is mandatory.
I love her so much. Just take the hotel. I don't want to talk to anyone else. I love her so much.
I'm not mad about it. My act has actually gotten a lot easier since I started working as an assistant and not the magician.
Maybe this is
I'll
her
let you in on a
flirting.
little secret. The assistants are actually the ones who perform all the tricks in a magic act. The magician really is just there so that people have something to keep their eyes on. They're gonna watch him, see if they can figure out the trick, see if he's doing anything sneaky. Everyone really just ignores the girls in the shiny outfits. But we're the ones making the tricks work. Now, magic is all about misdirection. The magician is the biggest misdirection of all.
Fair enough. Here's the thing, right? I've thought about this. I've done magic in the past. She's done magic. What if we got married, but we had linking rings? So, like, you know, have you ever seen the linking rings that magicians do? When two magicians get married, they should have to link rings like that. Like, they should have to have two rings and they should link at the ceremony. That's what I'm saying. She brought it up. I mean, hey, I know you're right here. But I'm just saying, 2 hours ago you were telling me that when we have 20 kids, you're gonna be dead. So I have to plan for my future, okay? She seems more friendly. Like, she seems more friendly when she's talking about the things that she loves, which makes sense. Like, I hate people. Well, if you hate people, you're not gonna,
There are people
like,
who talk
be
all
happy
the
talking
time,
about it.
even when they have nothing to say. If you have nothing to say besides hello
That's me.
or hi, why talk? I really don't enjoy misguided politeness.
Is Ashley me? I feel like, do you know those people that DM you and they just go hi? Don't do that. Like, what is it? Why are you messaging me hi? What is going on? Like, can you just tell me what you wanted? Like, corny hello is badass in her own right. Actually, you know what? Piff the Magic Dragon followed me on Twitter for the longest time, and then he unfollowed me, and it was one of the saddest days of my life. Is Katie Maravich from College Humor? Holy shit, they got some, like, name people for this. I was surprised about the lead. Okay, let's do misdirection. Let's
You
go
can
back
get
and
away
forth.
with anything as long as someone's attention is focused on something else. That's the key to all of magic, half of life. Everyone knows it, nobody cares. Back when I really was an assistant, I worked for a magician, the great Zambini. He based his signature trick on this very thing. See, we were part of a traveling carnival, and our stage was outdoors. At the beginning of the night, the back of the stage, a Zamboni was parked.
Is that what he named himself after?
Zamboni. And he would tell the audience that at some point during the evening, he was going to make the Zamboni disappear and no one would notice. So about halfway through the evening, we would have this assistant come out that the audience had not yet seen. Her name was Kelly. She was particularly alluring. And the other assistants and I would help her up on top of a platform, and we would begin tying her up with scarves.
You can tie me
We'd
up
really
with
take our
scarves.
time about it, make it very erotic. And Kelly would wiggle and pout and make these cute little squeaky gerbil noises. While this was
I think they
happening,
did, babe.
Zambini would pull out his keys and drive the Zamboni off stage. And then he'd run back.
That's, I think,
We
what
would
I
make
do with
Kelly
my car
disappear in a
sometimes. I don't
fairly
even realize.
standard trick, and when it was done, Zambini would be standing where the Zamboni was with his arms outstretched, like he had just accomplished the most amazing feat in the world. And the audience loved it. They would clap like it was the best thing ever.
The thing
It was
is, I
grotesquely sexist.
feel like
But it
someone does
worked.
that to my car when I walk into supermarkets. Because I walk back out and the Zamboni's not there anymore. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody drove off with my car. Like, I don't... Come on. Did I really park there? Like, it'll be like 3 fucking yards away. And I'm like, who was I when I walked into this grocery store that I thought parking 50 yards away from the door was a good idea. Who was I at that time? Did you really redeem the thing that you made? You're like, you know what? I'm gonna narcissistically redeem the sleds because it's important to me. I need to take that down because it's not the holidays anymore. I need to change just play too. It's just regular just deal with it now. There's nothing else. Damn it, Fez! I can't draw a penis. You just wasted 1,000 points. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy now. It was like I literally ended the stream yesterday and I got offline. And then I was like, I'm gonna get some stuff done today. And then I had all this shit from yesterday to do, so I didn't get all of it done. Best known as Marnie Piper in Halloween Town. We've got people from Halloween Town here. Okay, I think we should mix it up. I want to talk to Ashley literally the whole time, but I feel like I should talk to the others and then go back and forth. Because that way I can make sure I don't just talk to Ashley the whole time. And
what is there to say?
Love her forever.
I guess I'm a little bit down on my luck right now between jobs. I had 2 job interviews earlier this week, and I'm hoping to have more soon. I
Just
don't
call
like
me
to
next
admit
time.
this usually, but it might be important for your book.
Just call me. I'll just be one of these
I'm
women.
actually homeless currently. It might surprise you that I actually came from a fairly wealthy family. My dad was some sort of hotshot furniture salesman.
That is
and
not a
my
wealthy
mom was
family.
A cable TV installer. We actually owned our own house. It was double wide. But yeah, I guess I always thought I'd be a big success like my parents, and I guess it's just all right that they're not around anymore so that they don't have to see what my life has turned into.
Oh no. Oh
I
god.
didn't exactly meet their high expectations.
I kind of now just want to give her the hotel because she kind of needs a place to live too. That is a lot. Okay, Mallory. That is quite a bit. You got a signed picture? Really? That's so cool. Mallory kind of looks like a younger Kathy Griffin. Exactly.
I wasn't always homeless.
Is your
Actually,
coworker
when I was
also
in
homeless?
Alabama,
This might
I
be
had
her.
3,000 square feet to myself. I felt like a wealthy land baron or something. But I didn't have a house on the land, but I did have a really nice tent at first.
That sounds like an
It was
intense
great. I lived
situation.
there for a full year before I could save up for a house.
I'm sorry, I'm trying
not
to
a
break
house.
the
I actually
mood.
bought an 8-foot by 10-foot shed that was fantastic. It was just as good as a house.
Is
Had
this
a
for real?
roof,
This
4
seems like
walls,
a country
a
song.
window, a door, everything I needed. I don't know why more people don't just live in sheds.
Okay, this seems like a fucking country song. I'm starting to wonder if this is real. Like, come on. I have bad luck, and even this is a little bit much for me. She's like, you know, my father was a furniture salesman. I am currently homeless. Like, if you put a banjo behind that, that sounds fucking bullshit. That's what that sounds like. She'll bad luck the hotel into bankruptcy. One day I was very excited. I had some actual land to myself. It was only 3,000 square feet. And then my dog died. Like, that's basically what Mallory is like. She feels like a scammer. I feel like she's one of those people that comes up to you and is like, hey, do you have $1? And you're like, I do not have $1, unfortunately, on me. I only carry cards. And they're like, hey, I just wanted you to know that I really need this $1 because my car died over there. And you're like, I'm so sorry, I can't help with that right now. And then they're like, also, I'm currently on fire right now as we're talking. Like, what? Yeah, my pants, like, my entire body's on fire, and my car is being demolished. Like, their story just gets progressively worse. I just feel, okay, we're gonna, you know, a shed, I do want to know about the shed. Why were you living in a shed? Like, why are you like Harry Potter?
That was the nicest place I ever lived. Unfortunately, 2 weeks after I
didn't
bought
go.
that shed, it was swallowed in a sinkhole.
And we need money.
So
She is also
there was
currently
really
on
nothing
fire.
left for me in Alabama. I decided to chase my childhood dream and move to Albuquerque.
Fun fact, her husband's name is Wolf. Oh god, that made me relive You for half a second. Did anybody watch the second season of You? Where fucking Victoria Pedretti and goddamn what, Penn Badgley, they have to go like, I wolf you. Ew. No. Okay, let's talk to the serial killers.
I'm Alice Goodley.
I'm Walter, and this is Sarah.
It's so nice to meet you.
We're from Utah.
That was it? Okay. Cool beans. I need money to go to my tango lesson. I would 1000% have given them money. When I said I had no cash, he told me he takes card. I'm so sorry. I can't help you. I don't have cash on me. Oh, that's fine. I take American Express. Like, that is great. Oh, that is the best thing. What is that off-brand Elon Musk guy on the right? I swear I've seen him in a TikTok. I would bet money. So make sure they don't have the knife. I can't remember. Like, I remember there were like a couple. One time, like, my dad said he didn't have money for this one guy, and I remember this guy called him a space cowboy, and I was like, that stuck with me for a very, very long time. And then another time, it was like this outlandish story. It kept changing. It was like, they had a car over there, and then all of a sudden it was for their house payment. I was like, I thought it was for your car, and they go, no, it's not for my car, it's for my house. And I was like it was like I was building a fucking lore for this person. They were like on a Skyrim style journey.
We are very lucky to live there. Our neighborhood is just dandy. But then again, I guess everybody says that about their hometown.
I completely
We have
forgot
friendly
about that
neighbors,
dude, babe.
A brand new school, and the best darn volunteer
They
fire
have blocked
department you
him
could
from my
ask for.
memory.
Well, it's not perfect, though. Crime has been on the rise lately.
Oh, that's true. Last Halloween, 2 houses got toilet papered.
Yeah, a bunch of us pitched in, and we got those houses cleaned up by noon. Still, it was kind of disappointing to know that something like that could happen only a few blocks away.
What?
Cleaning up all that toilet paper was really fun, though.
That's our Sarah. Always looking on the bright side of any situation.
Cleaning up toilet paper was fun. Sarah, have you heard of a Xbox? Or like what? It's raining Charmin. Hallelujah. I'm gonna go and hang out there. What?
Being on the volunteer fire department is considered a huge honor in our town.
There are too many volunteers every year, and they can only let in so many people,
She
so
was
it's very
rescuing.
competitive.
Well, the exception is on Thanksgiving. During the parade, they make everyone in town an honorary member. It's a nice gesture, and everyone gets very excited about it.
We go all out for Thanksgiving.
We go all out for all holidays in general. You should visit on
Except
Independence
for
Day. We have a
Halloween,
top-notch
Satan's Day.
fireworks show every year.
Oh, and don't forget about the Easter egg hunt. That's my favorite.
Is that the only time you get candy and joy? Like, what is going on? Why does Sarah look the same age as her parents? I think it is the lizard people. Okay,
We
why are
love
you
this
in Las
hotel.
Vegas?
We come here every year on vacation.
We take a lot of family vacations together. The only thing better than seeing the world is seeing the world together.
This is my favorite vacation we take. I love coming here to Vegas.
That is true. It's all she talks about for months leading up to the trip.
I do get pretty excited about our vacation.
What are you
time.
doing on the side there, Sarah? Like, what is going on? Why are you in Las Vegas? This is weird. Defo cult members, they're trying to imitate us. They're doing poorly. They're like, I love cleaning up toilet paper. What? That's not what they use it for? Freaking Rossetti was in my cafe. The sumbitch. Block them. Say they can no longer get cafe there.
A few years ago, we heard that Las Vegas had undergone some changes and was very family friendly now. Once we heard that, we just had to come check it out.
And we were not disappointed. There's a lot more to do here than just gambling and attending wild rock concerts.
There's
a
Celine
aquarium,
Dion.
a history museum, and gondola rides.
We even found a soup kitchen that lets us volunteer every time we come here.
We do participate in some of the wilder activities too. Last year, we toured the Pinball Hall of Fame. I figured we are in Vegas after all, we might as well get a little crazy while we're here.
What a wild card. But also, there's a Pinball Hall of Fame? What? There's a Pinball Hall of Fame in Vegas? I want to go there. The Las Vegas Pinball Hall of Fame, the Pinball Museum in Nevada. It just says pinball on the outside. In case you didn't know. It's just like pinball. I wish all museums were like that. You go up to one that's about presidents and it's like, presidents! Like, that's all it says on the side of the building. We're escaping into the highlands to live out our existence in the safety of the wilderness. Make sure. It's the matching for me gives drug trafficker vibes. Like, the fact that they're also a little bit there's just strange. There's just a very weird vibe that I do not like at all. Soup kitchen? Okay, this is basically the entire progression of our chat. It's like family vacations, gambling, rock concerts, soup kitchen. Like, I'm gonna say family vacations.
I take 2 weeks vacation from my dental practice each year so we can go on a family trip.
It's safe to say our Las Vegas trips are our favorite.
What are
This
some
is
of the
our
other ones you
third year in
do?
a row coming here.
Next year, I'll be old enough to go to the casino floor.
Sarah won't be 21 until next month.
Are you sure? She looks 35. Like, she looks the same as you. Also, it's one of those things where... Oh god, this just feels weird.
You'd think the hunt was just about the kids, but it's just as much fun for us grown-ups, too. The night before the hunt, all the adults get
The
together
hunt.
and spend a few hours
Are they
hiding
part
the
of the
eggs.
purge?
The next day, all the kids spend a few hours looking for them. It's like the adults get to play, too.
Sarah takes hiding Easter eggs very seriously. Some of the places
She
she finds
once
to hide
killed
them
a
are
man.
downright diabolical.
Well, I remember what it was like hunting for eggs as a kid.
Hunting
the best
for
feeling
eggs.
was when you'd find an egg in a hard-to-find spot. If someone doesn't hide them in places like that, then the kids won't get a chance to feel like that.
I love when we
Sarah
chain the
never
Easter
does
eggs up in the
anything
basement. I
without
mean, what?
giving her best effort.
Like, that's what
You
she
should
feels like
give her
she's
music
saying. Like,
lessons.
they just hunt people on the streets and tie them up in their living space. I'm almost like an actress that was in High School Musical. The Hunt! Like, who calls an Easter egg The Hunt? With acting, production, and writing and music credits on her IMDb. The thing is, right? FMVs are getting ridiculous, so people are
We all
actively
love
wanting to be
doing
part of
charity
them.
work, but to be honest, Alice and I don't find nearly as much time as we should. Sarah, on the other hand, always finds the time.
She volunteers every week at an assisted living facility, a food bank, and an animal shelter. I wish I had her youthful energy.
Thank you. They're just being modest. They both do plenty.
When I was younger, I did what I could. Now all I really do is make the occasional donation.
What about when we went to the beach last summer?
That's true. We spent the day cleaning the beach, and we had a contest among ourselves to see who could collect the most trash bags worth of litter.
Daddy won by a full bag.
It doesn't matter who fills the most bags. What matters is doing our part for the environment.
Every
I'm
piece of litter
pro
we pick up
climate
off the
change all of a
beach is one
sudden.
less piece that'll make it into the ocean. That's what Daddy always says.
I'm gonna litter now. I feel like pat downs exist because of these people. Amazing dime bags. Blue! I saw that Cloud Atlas is on HBO Max and I added it to my list. How are you? Happy New Year. Okay, we're gonna talk to Becca and Todd for half a second, because dear God,
My name is Becca.
And I am Todd.
I wouldn't actually
We're from New York
squishy.
City.
I wouldn't actually. I read the, but I still didn't watch it. You're right, but I'm going to. We watched The Matrix Resurrections last night, so I'll probably talk about it a little bit tomorrow. But I'm hoping. Dial me in for that watch party. I will. Well, I'll put you right on the bed with me as a token. I read the book and I loved it, and I've been meaning to watch the movie.
Oh, I mean, I love New York. We have the best sports teams, the best nightclubs, the best restaurants. It's such an incredible place to live.
Even if I didn't have to live there for work, I don't think I could ever move.
Yeah, I mean,
He
there's
looks
just so
like
many
that
things
guy.
you can
God, what
only
is his
get in
name?
New York. You can't get anywhere else. You should really visit if you haven't been before.
He was
There's
in,
this
like,
Brony
Waiting,
convention Todd goes to every year. I mean,
and a
even if
bunch
we
of other
moved, he'd have to
movies.
go back every year. No way he
Oh,
could
it's
miss
gonna
it. It's
drive
all
me
he
crazy.
talks about for a month leading up to it.
I like the
This
fact
is where Todd
he
said we had to stay. When we
just
came
said
to
nothing.
We're in town for our wedding.
hmm We actually ran into the owner of the hotel while we were checking in, and he overheard us saying we were getting married, so he upgraded us to a big suite,
Yeah.
which was such a nice surprise.
And it was even more
It was a
surprised
sweet
when
one.
he asked if we wanted to be interviewed for your book. I mean,
Mhm.
this is certainly turning out to be a memorable trip.
I would hope it'd already be memorable, but with our wedding and all.
Oh, of course, of course, of course. That was a poor choice of words on my part.
Something's weird. Something is wrong. Brony convention?
It's a convention for My Little Pony fans.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds.
I mean, lots of adults go. Actually, it's almost entirely adults who go. Yeah, I think the TV show is super sweet, but I've only been with Todd once. They don't
6
really
times
like
now?
girls going. I think
If it
kind of
has
messes
as many
with the whole
details as the
bro
book, I
part
can
of
understand
Brony.
why. The book is like very complex. I'm so confused what's happening with them. They're very, are they Photoshop? They feel very unreal. Is the manager interviewing us for the ownership? Oh my god, what if it's a plot twist, Fez? What if based on how I choose, I get the hotel? Wedding?
I
How
wanted
did
to
you
get married
meet?
in a church back home, but Becca wanted to do something original. Isn't that
And
right,
we
dear?
decided to do
Yeah, we
neither
also
of those
couldn't
things and come
afford
to
a
Las
big
Vegas.
wedding. You know, Todd's work has been a little slow lately.
Well, I'm an actor, and all actors have dry spells. Just part of the industry. Plus, Becca has a lot of debt, so we probably shouldn't be spending too much money right now.
Right now, he's actually playing Elmo in Times Square. He takes his picture with tourists all day. He's so cute in the costume.
I'm not Elmo.
Okay. Legally, he is a generic red creature, but we all know who he's supposed to be.
Oh no! Todd's like an oatmeal container, a wooden bowl, a plastic water bottle, and a Brody convention. Like, that's what he is! Someone said Andy Samberg, but I say Pete Davidson. Here's the thing, right? He looks like Andy Samberg and Pete Davidson had a child together, or he looks like this dude from fucking Waiting, and I can't remember his goddamn name. Hold up. It's not, maybe it's not Waiting. He was like a teenager in a bunch of movies, and I can't fucking remember his name. What is his goddamn name? Was it No, I keep confusing him with like... It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna be... Is it Jay Baruchel? Is that his name? It is Jay Baruchel! Thank you, brain! Okay, my one fucking brain cell and I rocking it. He looks like this guy! This dude! Like, this is the dude that he looks like. My brain kept going like, do you see it? Do you see what I'm seeing? James Franco from Freaks and Geeks. He does kind of look like James Franco from Freaks and Geeks. Okay, Vegas actor church. I gotta hear more about Elmo.
I think street performer is more of an appropriate term. He's never done any
Dodgeball,
sort
yes.
of stage acting.
But I do have some exciting things lined up,
mhm.
actually. I'm going to be in an upcoming film in New York.
It's a role in an unpaid student film, but it's a great start.
It's a very promising student film. It's going to be seen by a lot of people, and the exposure is worth more than the money, believe me.
It's a film about campus safety. They say that new students are going to see it for years to come. I just wish Todd had booked a speaking part. He has the talent.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Thank you.
Like, that thank you, dear, just felt really weird. It did not feel genuine. The thing is, right, campus films are very strange. When I had orientation at the first college that I went to, it ended up being the last college I went to as well. They had an orientation about crossing the street, and I was very confused because I was like, why are we having an orientation in college about crossing the street?
Oh, I'm not a student.
Then
I
maybe
just
that's the
wanted
student
to
film.
add
A
on to
Mulborn parody.
He actually dropped out of high school.
I wanted to focus on my career. Yeah, I was actually working for a cell phone company at the time, and it was a great job. I was making good money, and I wanted to move up, but they downsized, and a lot of us lost our jobs.
They laid off all the sign spinners at once, which was such a shame because Todd was so talented at it.
Thank
We
you.
actually met when he was sign spinning on the corner at my apartment.
You think
caught
she's
my eye right
unsupportive, but
away.
listen to that. He was the best sign spinner out there. You're gonna say that she's unsupportive when she's literally putting it out there that he is the best sign spinner. Okay, there's a competition for that. All right, I see how it is. Thanks for the shout out for Blue. Everybody should go follow Blue. You should also follow co-fi.com/beyonddice. And then while you're there, you should go to the Just Play and sub, because I put behind the scenes content up there. Under my biatch. Okay, I need to know how they met.
So I just moved out of my parents' house into my parents' apartment building, and I didn't really know my way around the area. So I was running late for a meeting, and when I went outside, I saw Todd spinning his little arrow sign on the corner.
I need to put the Ko-fi in there.
I went up to him and asked for directions, and instead of just telling me where to go, he spun his sign all impressively and pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
That was like the cutest thing.
Oh, well. She came back after a meeting and she asked for my number, and we went on our first date the next day, and I knew she was the one after our first date.
Do you think they're the
I knew it after
scammers?
the third.
Do you think this is a scam? Oh, I don't. I feel weird about this. Do you think that this is a thing where, like, they go up and say that they're getting married and then just get free hotel rooms or something? Because this feels weird. Like, it doesn't feel like they've known each other. Like, right? 2 weeks? They're a bit too obvious? It just feels strange. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Mallory. We didn't really talk to her much because she was kind of a downer. Wicked Panda, hi!
Oh, I've been an orphan almost my entire life. Yeah, my parents died in a fishing accident when I was really little. The only living relative I have is my Uncle Albert, but we don't really talk at all. He's been in and out of prison my whole life.
Like, okay. I need to find some, like, twangy guitar sounds.
My parents used to take me fishing on the southern coast of Alabama. I don't think we were supposed to be fishing at the spot they found, but there was never anybody around to tell us to leave, so we did it anyway. It was really nice and almost like a real vacation.
But you never had a real
we
vacation?
didn't have a real boat. We
Yeah.
had just 3 of those floating pool chairs that we'd like paddle out and just sit there and fish. It was really relaxing.
It was?
Anyway,
But you've never
one
felt
day,
relaxation
my
since then?
parents caught an
Oh, okay.
undertow, and the current pushed them out deep into the ocean. So, luckily, I managed to get to shore, but it took me a while to find anyone for help. The authorities searched and searched for them, but all they could find were their pool chairs, empty. It was really bad, but I was placed into the
Yeah.
foster care system.
That does seem really bad, Mallory. Like, how did they get caught, but she didn't? Like, she survives all of these weird accidents, and then also she was in foster care, and then, like, her uncle's in and out of prison, and then she's also homeless currently, and lived in a shed. Like, and there's no way to really fact check it to see, like, okay, well, surely there would be some information about this around, you know? Right, Lyra. I said I'm giving it to Mallory as that poor woman. Here's the thing, right, Fez? If this is real, I want to give it to Mallory. Because actively, she just deserves something nice in her life. Like, I do just really like to give it to her. Because it has just had such a horrible, horrible fucking life. I would like to have something nice happen to her. But then there's also this undercurrent of, like, what is going on? We're going to get to the end, and it's gonna be like Mallory, Becca, and Todd, and the Goodly creepy family are all gonna be real, and Ashley's gonna be the fake one, the one that seems the realist. Jen, hi! We're trying to bequeath the Bellflower Hotel to someone, and so we're having to interview them under the false pretense of writing a book and then figure out who we want to bequeath the hotel to.
I used to work at the Bellflower as a professional gambler. That's actually how I met Mr. Davenport. His security guards thought that I was cheating,
could be
actually,
movie.
so they brought me in for hours and hours of questioning.
But he still doesn't know anything about you.
Thankfully, they looked through the security footage and saw that I was not cheating. They could have just kicked me out, but Mr. Davenport was so kind, and he actually put me in a
Resume?
room for a full week to make up for the trouble that had been caused. This is the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
You were cutting your hair. Were you cutting it your own? Like, were you doing it yourself? That's what I've been doing lately. It takes a while. You gotta be careful. Or did you go to a salon? She's doing this game. She needs it. Look, listen, Wicked Panda. Put some respect on your FMV name, okay? FMVs are legitimate. I would be in an FMV if given the opportunity. I think that other actors should be in FMVs. You know I fucking love FMVs. Put some respect on them, okay? The ability to not fucking die. It's if I survive tragedies. Wait, what? Is that a Panic at the Disco? I survived tragedies. Oh, I remember that Panic at the Disco album. I don't think she could hold down the job. Probably because she or someone close to her would die immediately. Oh my god, Elliot, please. Okay. I'm worried that we won't be able to ask all the questions. Which I want to do. I would assume we would get plenty of time to ask all of them. Steve's. Stu, professional gambler. Let's find out more about that.
That was the wildest thing. I actually ended up here in Vegas by accident, but while I was here, I figured I might as well try gambling. It turned out I was extremely bad at it, though, and I actually caught the eye of a wealthy man who asked me to be a professional gambler for him. So he would give me money to play craps, and then he would bet on me losing. And we actually made a great team, and he made a ton of money off me. But the casinos started noticing what was happening, and they started kicking us out. Mr. Davenport was the only one who was really nice about it, though.
Oh no. Like, I really thought that it was going to be going somewhere positive because she said she was a professional gambler, and I got straight Malloried. I was like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. Like, she was a professional gambler at least. That's cool. I dated a professional poker player. It can happen. Like, okay. And then she immediately Malloried me. Job interviews, foster care, in and out of prison. We'll do in and out of prison.
My Uncle Albert? Oh, he goes back to prison all the time.
What, to visit?
He's actually serving a life sentence, but he keeps escaping. I don't know how he keeps getting out, but the guards catch him and put him right back in. Albert is from the dark side of my family. We didn't like to associate with them very much growing up.
You have a dark side of your family? What does that even mean? We're not in Star Wars. Like, what does that mean? Who has a dark side of their family? Mine's just kind of a general shade of gray.
We were always a little bit ashamed to be related to Albert's side of the family, to be honest. I mean, I know that I'm not some great success or anything like that,
damn.
but at least I'm trying to better
them
myself.
channel points.
Albert's mom was a lawyer, and his dad was a member of Congress for over a decade. It's like they didn't even try to have honest jobs.
Okay, I don't know, that's just a strange thing. I really thought with, like, the dark side of the family, that was going to be more like they did a lot of meth, or there was something that was more dark. In Vegas by accident? How'd you get there?
I didn't mean to end up here, but I was on a bus on my way to Denver, and the bus stopped here, and I got off to use the bathroom, but I guess I took too long because when I came back out, the bus was gone, and it also had my luggage on it, so when I got here, all I had was the clothes on my back. But I'm glad it happened because I had a really good time here.
My God, Mallory. Lord Jesus. 50 Shades of Mallory shit? I do, Jess. I have a branch of the family that were sort of Eastern criminals back in the day. Is that how you learned how to kill?
It's like when
someone tries to do something nice, but it has the opposite effect. Like you're walking towards a door, and you're too far away, but someone decides to hold it open for you anyway. So then you have to rush to get through the door so they don't awkwardly stand there holding it. Do you know what's easier than rushing through a parking lot to get through a door? Opening it yourself when you're there.
Fucking preach! Preach though! Preach it! I can't. I literally feel that way. Like, I get it. I understand misguided politeness of 100% because it's like, I get that there's a nice thought, but like, now I'm having to rush and I don't have a good run. I don't look good when I'm running. So I'm having to like penguin waddle my way to the door. That's embarrassing. I don't want you to stare at me. Like, how absurd are lines? All of them are doing a fantastic job. All right, let's do Mr. Davenport. Let's hear what you have to say about him.
I haven't really talked to him that much. We talked a little bit when this place was being renovated. My magic
I don't
act
know.
was
I think it's just
becoming
supposed to be a
popular, and I
cool
was looking for
design.
a place to take up residency, and he was looking for an act to host in his arena. It worked out great. We've really only spoken a few times since then, usually about business. I guess you could say he's one of my best friends.
That's weird. He doesn't even know who you are. What? He's one of your best friends, but he doesn't even know who you are. I'm still with Argo, though. Like, even if she's scamming us, I don't even care at this point. She can have the hotel. Literally, it's a race between her and Mallory is more out of pity than anything. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and she's a magician. She gets me. I mean, not that I'm biased.
I don't like interacting
I wish
with
I
people
did.
unless
I want
there's
to
a
be her
purpose.
best friend.
I would say I'm a people person, but I grow weary of them quickly if they overstay their welcome or talk. I prefer quiet types who show who they are by their actions. You know, a lot of people will have shallow, fake friends who will tell you all about their day, but they'll never lift a finger if you need to move or get rid of a body. I really don't like people like that.
How is this me? How is she fucking me, though? Like, how do I just give her the keys? I don't even care about the other questions. If we could give this woman the hotel right now, I would. Thanks for coming, everybody else. Mallory, I'm so sorry for your loss and future losses. Get the fuck out. How many bodies has she had to get rid of? The true friends.
I've never had to get rid of a body. But if I did, I wouldn't be stupid about it. You know, everybody just tries to bury the body or throw it in a river with something heavy on it, trying to keep the cops from finding it. The cops are going to find the body. But if I was going to get rid of the body, I would throw it in the river with a bungee cord harness attached to it, and then I wouldn't attach the other end to anything. So when the cops found the body, as they're going to, they wouldn't assume it was murder. They would
That's
just
so
assume it was
fucking
someone
good,
stupid
Mallory.
who deserved
Oh my
to
god,
die.
I called her Mallory by
I mean, people
accident.
win Darwin Awards every day.
Ashley,
Why
I
not
was
take
thinking
advantage
bad
of it?
things equal Mallory. My brain has associated bad things with Mallory. That's the thing. I could give the hotel to Ashley. Tell Ashley, hey, would you let this lady live here? Like, that's like a stipulation. It's a clause. Here, we're gonna bequeath the hotel to you, but you have to let Mallory live here until she can get herself up on her feet. If, like, that's even a possibility. I don't know if that's a possibility at this point. Mr. Davenport, can I please just... I just want to give it to Ashley. Can I please just give it to Ashley? I'm done. Interview over. We have a clear winner. Credits roll. Like, how do I give the hotel? Do I, like, pick their name? No, I can't.
You've never heard of the Darwin Awards?
It completely pissed me off.
favorites.
Exactly, corny.
They're
The
named
Lord's
for
Prayer.
Charles Darwin, based around his survival of the fittest and genetics and stuff. So, whenever someone dies doing something that is so stupid, they do the human race a favor by draining themselves out of the gene pool. they get a Darwin Award. I used to love watching them on the internet, but now really it's just fails. They aren't legitimate Darwin Awards. So I watch a lot of roller coaster disasters instead. They're great too.
I love Ashley so much. Oh god, I wish she was a real person and we could have like coffee together. That's all I want. I feel like roller coaster disasters are a lot of up and down, you know? Yeah, Tuvik's the main guy, the guy that's giving away the hotel. He has terminal cancer and he's trying to have us bequeath the hotel to 4 different people. But he doesn't know them very well, so we have to interview them and decide who gets it. So, silent coffee. Just soaking in each other's presence, because she will grow weary of me, and me her. We have to ask all of the questions. We can't give it just to the person we want the most.
When you're starting out in this industry, you will take anything you can get. It was rough. I was on the road for 6 months. Before that, I was an assistant to a comedy magician. That was even worse. I'd still take that over any normal job. Oh, comedy magicians. Awful. None of it's real magic. It's all just jokes. I don't have any jokes in my act. Well, I have one, but I don't do it every night. I just save it for when I have a heckler.
Oh my god, what's the joke? Can I ask what the joke is? Let's go! Okay. Terminal cancer from the airport. Oh my. She really is gas like a cute girl boss, so. I was just watching a casting couch video. It's TOS. Can't do that, sadly. So, we're trying to bequeath the Bellflower Casino Resort to one of 4 people because the owner is dying. And so we're interviewing them to try to figure it out. Hi, Lord. How are you? Happy New Year. That's what I was thinking too, Courtney.
I've tried working normal jobs, but they all have the same problem. You have to deal with annoying people. You're not allowed to hurt them. I worked in a call center once. That wasn't too bad.
I also worked in the call center.
The people to hurt them, but we were given scripts, which I'm sure were designed to emotionally torture whoever we talked to.
As someone who has talked to AT&T, that is very true.
Good at their jobs too. Yeah. Oh, and there was this computer system they had to navigate before they were ever even allowed to connect with us. Did a great job of wearing down their will to live. By the time they got to us, they're hanging on by a thread. Yeah, that was nice.
I just give her the keys. I just want to give her the keys. Where can I give her the keys? Let me give her the keys. Okay. I need to not talk to Ashley for a minute because I'm just gonna fucking sit there and just talk to her the whole time. So let's go Creepy Family, then we'll go Becca and Todd, and then we'll go Mallory, and then we'll go Ashley. That way we give everybody a fair shake, even though this isn't a fair fight. Like, these people brought toothpicks to a gunfight, and the gun is Ashley, and she is going off in everyone's face. No jokes. Shocking. Because magic is a serious business, alright? What do I even want to ask? You're a dentist?
My father and grandfather were both dentists. All the men in my family were. Well, except for my brother Stephen.
We're ashamed of him.
Stephen is quite the rebel. He lives by his own rules.
He's a pediatrician in Salt Lake City.
Fuck
That's
off.
clear across the state from us.
He only comes to visit a few times a year, usually on holidays.
We do drive up to Salt Lake City once in a while. My friend Linda lives there too, so we get to visit her and Stephen in one trip.
You cannot say the phrase that Steven is a rebel and then go, he's a pediatrician. What a fucking rebel. We give her the hotel. Is that all the other employees quit? And I'm fine with it. I'm willing to take that risk. So, in Halloween Town, I was about to joke Steven has a pediatrician and then they actually said it. That's because you just knew the association. Pediatricians are rebels. That's a 1-to-1 correlation, if I'm being honest. Honestly, there's that James Dean movie. What is it? Rebel? Where he's a rebel. And he's a pediatrician in that. Do you remember? We all remember that movie, right? What about Salt Lake City? Do I want to ask about Salt Lake City? Like, you visit there from time to time? I feel like I need more about their backstory, but their backstory also makes me want to fall asleep. So,
Our trips to Salt Lake City are one of the few things we have trouble
do
agreeing
you
on.
have
There's
trouble
just so
agreeing
much
on
to
anything?
do, and everybody wants to do something different.
I like to go to the zoo. Sarah likes the planetarium, and Walter likes the Natural History Museum.
We started playing a board game right before our trip. The winner gets to pick where we go.
Sarah usually wins, but she's very gracious when she does. Last time she won, she picked the zoo to make Alice happy.
I won twice in a row. I would have felt selfish if I picked the planetarium both times. Plus, we hadn't gone to the zoo in forever. It wouldn't have been fair.
Isn't she just the best?
I can't. Are they both his wife? No. The middle one is supposed to be his daughter, and that's just... It's so strange. Rebel without a cause, yeah. That's the one. I knew the name of it because my uncle, Richie, and that's his actual name, is obsessed with James Dean, like really obsessed with James Dean in a kind of uncomfortable fashion. Like, there's a lot of James Dean memorabilia that floats around the family from time to time. Jess would never get to pick, I swear. Come at me, bro. Wait, the chick on the left? No, this is his daughter. This is his wife. This one, right? This one is his daughter. They're actually famous actors in this, so...
I love volunteering there.
Some of Sarah's best friends are residents there.
She's talking about Harold and Eleanor.
Yes,
I've learned so
please.
much from them.
They love having her there too. They tell me all the time.
Walter and I thought we did our fair share of volunteering, but Sarah puts us to shame.
It really shouldn't count as work if it's fun to do.
I don't know. Eleanor? Who the fuck is that?
Eleanor was a phone operator for most of her life. From what she says, there was a time when operators had to manually make phone calls go through. I can't even wrap my head around that.
I've known Eleanor for years. She organized the town's first bake sale, and she always had the best Christmas decorations.
These are the
every year
people
when I
that
was
fake
growing up.
laughter were
Our
made
town
for.
gets very into Christmas lights. Walking around and looking at all the decorated houses, it's a tradition for us.
I prefer driving around. It's a lot warmer.
Can't disagree with that. Sarah and I don't like the cold weather as much as Walter does.
Oh, I've always loved the
Walter's out here
Playing
rocking
outside
a
in the snow is one of my
shirt
favorite
cardigan
things growing
thing
up.
going on,
I've
so...
played more than my fair share of snowmen.
I'm more of a summer girl.
Me too.
They certainly, if I met them in the summer, I would have a summertime sadness. Those 900 numbers. Honestly, I feel like snowman is code for drugs still. I'm still with him. Shitoken's been telling me nonstop about the fact that this was his first year without snow, so rip. It's been nothing but raining here. I did not fit in. Was everyone just talking about snowmen and Christmas? I feel like I want to learn more about Harold and Linda. Let's do gambling.
None of us gamble, but I don't understand why it has such a bad reputation.
I've never gambled before, but I do want to try it when I turn 21 next year.
I've tried it. Gambling isn't really for me, but it seems like an innocent enough pastime.
Okay. Let's do Harold.
Harold is the friendliest person you'll ever meet. He can go on for hours about the past.
He used to own the hardware store in town when I was a kid. They had a toy section that was only a few feet wide, but it felt like a full toy store to us kids.
Yeah, if you
the
could
way
put some
you're
in the
going
mail
on about
pally.
The past makes you
In a
sound
freezer,
little
that'd be
like
great.
Harold.
Well, I don't think I'm quite the storyteller Harold is. He really likes to go into detail.
That's true. He once told me a story about toilet paper that lasted for 20 minutes. It was a good story.
And your story about toilet paper
We've all
just
heard
made me
that one.
feel like it
Harold likes
lasted
to
for
go
20
on and on
minutes.
about how toilet paper rolls have gotten smaller and smaller over the years. So now you have to buy a 12-pack of toilet paper just to get the same amount of toilet paper that used to come in a 4-pack.
He has a point. I mean, if they still made them like they used to, my grocery trips would be a lot easier.
Oh my god. I think I blacked out in the middle of that.
Linda was my best friend back in high school. She was a bit of a troublemaker back
Well,
then.
was she also a
To
pediatrician?
be honest, I was a bit of a rascal myself.
It's true. Alice and Linda were big mischief makers. Now, it may seem hard to believe now, but Alice was quite the prankster in her teenage
What did
years.
she do?
How come I've never heard about this before?
Well, I am not very proud of some of the things I did, so I don't talk about them much.
Can you tell me about one of them? Please.
Okay. Every April Fool's Day, Linda and I would send someone a pizza they didn't order as a prank. We paid cash, so it couldn't be traced back to us. And we'd also tip the driver so they wouldn't get stiffed in the gratuity.
I hope none of those people were trying to lose weight. That could knock someone off their diet.
We were young and reckless. We didn't think about the consequences back then.
I understand. I certainly got into my fair share of trouble when I was younger.
What'd you do? Oh, I used to just give people money. I used to do nothing but pay it forward at Starbucks. What? What other pranks? Ashton Kutcher weeps. I would literally consider that as a positive. If right now, if a pizza arrived at my door that I did not order, I would thank the lords. Like, they're so Midwest boring. I do not understand how this family is real. There has to be something that's going on that's suspicious. They can't be this boring. No one can be this boring, right? Like how many bodies they have in the basement?
I've caused as much trouble as anyone. I was once suspended
Free
from school for
pizza.
smoking. Another
Why
time
not
I got
for
detention
Labor
for a whole
Day?
week for cutting class. I'm no angel.
Wow. You know what, Sarah? I was gonna give it to you. But after hearing that, you're a fucking monster. And I don't think you deserve good things in your life. It just must have been hilarious to film. It's not a prank if you have to pay. Exactly. Okay, we're gonna talk to Becca and Todd. Let's talk about their third date, shall we?
We streamed The Notebook at my place. All my past boyfriends had refused to watch it with me.
It's just Big
Todd
Love
not
Lord.
only agreed, but he cried multiple times while watching it. I knew right then if he ever proposed to me, I'd have to say yes.
Proposed?
Todd's proposal was the most unique one I ever had.
I ever
How
had.
many people have proposed to you before me?
You were the fourth. I told you this. The first guy was at the Eiffel Tower. So cliche. Second guy did the whole, wedding ring at the bottom of a champagne flute at the 5-star restaurant on Valentine's Day. We've all seen it.
Yeah, these guys have no originality.
The third guy was the worst. He had the proposal up on the Jumbotron at a basketball game. Like, how was that supposed to impress me?
This
he
is
literally
straight out of
owned
a
the
Taylor
basketball
Swift
team.
song.
He could make
Let's
it say
go.
anything he wanted. That sort of stuff, it doesn't go far with me.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just the lucky one. You know?
What was
What's the
the
next question?
proposal? What was so unique about it? What did he do? That was the original question. Is Nancy the left one or the right one? Nancy is the over here. This is Nancy Drew. Right here. Spam, how are you? All the people I talk to were like this. I feel like it is very much like talking to a wall.
Okay, so Todd was helping me lose weight at the time.
She asked me to help.
And, I'd asked
Todd was
his other
helping you to
boyfriends
lose
before, and
weight?
They always dismissed me. They were like, "Hun, you're perfect as you are." And I was like, I don't want you dismissing me. If something's important to me, I want my boyfriend to take it seriously,
Again,
too.
I was just trying to help. That's all I was.
Oh, he did more than that. He tracked my weight loss. He kept a log of everything I was eating. I mean, it was like having my own personal trainer at home.
Yeah, it was she laid out everything she wanted me to do. I just did what she asked me to.
And there was like this stubborn last few pounds I just could not seem to get off no matter what. So Todd told me he would marry me if I hit my target weight. And that was all the incentive I needed. I shed those last 3 pounds stat. I lost it so fast he didn't even have time to save up for the ring.
I
Well, I
didn't
thought I was
need a
gonna have
ring.
more
I could just
time.
put it around my waist.
I
so
literally just didn't eat for 4 days. It was all the motivation I needed.
Now, I'm not afraid of death at all. In fact, I can't wait to die. Honestly, I cannot wait to die. I wake up in the morning, I'm disappointed. I don't choke on my food at lunch, I'm disappointed. I make it to dinner, I'm disappointed.
I never
Now,
thought
I'm
I
not-
would want I would want to talk to Mallory, but I actually do want to talk to Mallory now. I would prefer to talk to Mallory now. He's an actor, not a programmer. No, I genuinely can't deal with him. So we're just not going to deal with that. Is he just randomly at the point? Okay. Oh, God. Mallory, I can't. Okay, let's go ahead and get our country background music back up again. I think it's important that we have this going at all times for Mallory.
I wasn't in the foster care system for very long. When I was 9, I was placed with a foster family, but unfortunately, my foster parents died the first night that I was with them. A burglar broke in and murdered them. My foster mom was able to call the police, but by the time they arrived, they were already dead. And the police...
Your foster parents were murdered?!
The prosecutor on the case assumed that I had murdered my foster parents, and even accused me of killing my birth parents. So he got the judge to sign off that I was going to be tried as an adult instead of a child, even though I was only 9. Luckily, they did find the real killer, and it turns out he was just really good at hiding, and he was in a crawl
Your
space
life is the fucking plot to the boy?
Unfortunately, due to this legal loophole that in Alabama I was now considered legally an adult, so I was out of the foster care system and I had to find a job, so I worked in a coal mine. It wasn't the work I wanted to be doing, but it paid something. And then when I was 18, I moved out of Alabama.
She has the black lung. He works in a coal mine. I can't. Go give her the casino. If this is real, this cannot be real. But if it is real, she is the absolute goat. And she deserves everything. Like coffee to deal with this lady. Like, we're gonna have to start day drinking to get through this game. And then she was tried as an adult, which means she has to have been 18, right? Like, how was she legally able to be tried as an adult and kicked out of foster care? It's not real. Is a grifter, I do not believe. I
didn't have much money saved up, so I had to hop onto a train like they do in the
She had to
movies.
hop onto a train.
Only it wasn't exactly like how they do it in the movies.
You can try
because
someone as adult when they're
there were
19.
no big
Too many
empty
Dave's high.
cars with those open sides that you could just hop right onto. The best I could find was a small platform that stuck out from the train a couple of inches. I was able to put my feet on that, and then there was a handle that I could cling to. I figured that I could just stay like that for an hour and then I'd be across state lines, but
Well, then it makes sense,
unfortunately,
but that's
the train
so
picked
much.
up a lot of speed and I was stuck clinging onto the train up until Detroit.
Like, she clung to a train after working in a coal mine. And we're all like, well, I literally managed, okay, let's be real with each other. I managed to pick the one thing that's actually real in the entirety of that story. Look at me. Look me in my eyeballs. Just everything she said was a lie, and somehow I managed to pick on the one thing that could be realistic. I'll burn down in a fake accident while she eats cream for breakfast. And it collapsed. Exactly. Like, there's so much. Where's the option to slap Mallory? Where's the option to give Mallory a hug and say, here's a 20. I hope things get better for you, kid. I know that I'm dumb for loving her, but I don't care. Like, it's, you know what? If it's real, you have every right. Oh, I kind of want to ask about Detroit. I kind of want to just continue the path that we were on.
Well, I hadn't intended on going to Detroit, but since I was there, I decided to make the most out of it. I got a job as the mascot at a children's restaurant. It was kind of a cheap ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese. And I had a costume that wasn't so much a cute mouse as a scary rat.
So
But
pretty much Chuck E.
luckily,
Cheese,
the
if
kids
we're
didn't
being
seem
honest.
to mind too much, but I was only there for a little bit anyway. The first time I got my paycheck, I went to the bank and I was still in my rat costume.
Did something happen?
And Unfortunately, 2 bank robbers came in, also in costume. So when the police showed up, they assumed that I was with them and arrested me along with them. I was able to sort things out at the police station and I got off, but my picture in costume was already in the newspaper, so my boss didn't like seeing his mascot on the front page of the newspaper for bank robbery, so I got fired.
That's a goose train. Oh my god. I feel like the most unfortunate is that she accidentally ended up in Detroit. Honestly, that's the saddest bit. We'll try you as an adult. They can get motive to stick. I mean, and it's Mallory, so not really gonna... You wear your mascot head when you go to the bank. I do. All the time. I just like to put on this bad boy, when I walk up into the Chase. I'm just like, hey babe, I gotta go to the bank real quick. Let me just pop this bad boy on real fast. I gotta go make a deposit. Oh. Okay. Is playing games and demos. It's Vegas Tales. Argo has you. It's great. It's an FMV. It came out Christmas Eve? I'm gonna say it came out Christmas Eve. We play a lot of FMVs here, Dave. I'm obsessed with them. I absolutely love them. Stomped on the foot and ran away. I almost got kicked out. But they didn't, because Chuck E. Cheese accepts your punishment. Chuck E. Cheese needs to set boundaries. Chuck Entertainment Cheese. Made it by Americans to troll Europeans. Now, I also had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. I realized I wasn't like other children during that party. Because a girl that I knew that I had invited to my birthday party, who ended up dating a murderer, mind you, poured an entire container of Parmesan cheese onto her hand, and then she licked it like this. And I was like, what? And then I did not want to be friends with her anymore after that. So, or she's had the most unfortunate life of all time and deserves a casino. The game command is useless here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I failed you. You tried your best. Jesus saying Melody is pure Ashley erasure, and I will not stand for it. You look into Ashley's eyes when you say that, Fry. Okay, I'm gonna ask one more question of Mallory, and then we're gonna go back to Ashley for a second. Wealthy man?
Oh. He was a rich person just like you'd see in the movies. I mean,
Who
he had
hasn't
a
done that,
three-piece
though?
suit on with a jacket and
Dave,
a matching
did you happen to
vest
marry
and
a murderer at
everything.
any point?
His car had a hood ornament on it, and he even had brown socks to match his brown shoes.
Is that you, old friend?
I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money. I think the first thing I might do would be to buy a monocle, though.
Oh, you got me. Yeah, you lost me. I've been wandering in the wilderness, Mallory. But then you went, if I was rich, I'd buy a monocle, and you got me. I'm back in. You have my attention.
I've wanted a monocle my whole life.
Me too, girl!
I've had really bad vision in one of my eyes since I was a
Oh, not
little
for that
girl.
reason, though.
This one time I found a pair of glasses that had a missing lens, but the lens it did have was very close to my vision needs. So
You
I had
should've
that. It was
followed.
perfect.
Sorry, I was
Almost perfect.
disassociating.
The lens was on the wrong side, so I did have to wear them upside down. Eventually, I tried to take the lens out and put it in the correct side, but when I did, the lens cracked and I couldn't wear them anymore.
I feel like we just need to keep going. We've got 3 more questions. I feel like we just need to keep... We need to keep going.
My first job interview was for a job selling jewelry. I didn't have any experience, so they said they couldn't hire me. My second job interview was at an adult video store.
That is quite a leap.
They needed someone to clean up those video booths.
You never
after
see that
customers
coming,
use
that
them.
job coming, right?
I also didn't have any experience with this, but I really wanted the job, so I lied and said that I'd been doing it for 15 years already in 3 different cities. I thought for sure they were going to hire me, but for some reason they didn't. I guess that was karma telling me that I shouldn't have lied.
Do we need sadder, twangier music? Is that what you're requesting right now? Because I'll find it. Are you saying I need sadder, twangier music? Sad country music BG. Look at that. We'll see. Here you go. We'll have sad fucking country music. There you go.
Well, I wasn't in Denver proper, but I was about half an hour away at this ski resort very close by. Anyway, I worked at the ski resort first as a ticket salesperson, but
It's gone.
then I
the packaging.
studied and
Oh my
worked
god.
really hard to become a ski instructor. But sadly, like all my jobs, it didn't last. The first time I took a group out to go skiing, I was supposed to bring them to an
You wish you could marry Mallory?
but unfortunately, I read
Unfortunately,
the color
no.
wrong, and I brought
It's
them
not
to
a
an
possibility,
advanced
Dave.
hill. There's a huge difference between an intermediate hill and an advanced hill. I, of course, lost my job.
All my jobs, like, I can't. Okay, more questions are coming up. I can't. Mallory, I'm sorry. I gotta go talk to somebody else. I can't. It's too much, Mallory. It's too much at once. Waffles, hi. Hammy, hello. Happy New Year to you both. We're playing Vegas Tales. The lovely Mr. Davenport is unfortunately dying, and he's trying to bequeath his Bellflower Casino Resort to someone. So he picked 4 people at random that are at the hotel, and now we're having to interview them under the guise of writing a book that they will be in. And there you go. We're trying to figure out how to do, and why that should be Ashley. Some of these people were not kind. They did not rewind, so you could look at the tape and see exactly where they had finished. Oh god. She's killed everyone. She's leaving that out. I feel like, honestly, they've killed everyone, and Mallory's just killed some people. Alright, let's go back to our Wu-Tang.
The fact that hecklers are still a thing is proof that society is a failure. I don't know why we still allow them to exist. I have a good way of dealing with them, though.
I love you.
Whenever we get a heckler that's too bad, I mean, it's really bad, I motion to the other assistants and they notify the magician. And they invite the heckler up on stage to help us with our next act. So I bring out a specially made tall box and the magician announces that he is going to make the heckler disappear. We put them in the box. We wrap the box up with chains.
There are more than 4
And we
people, though.
wheel it
Yeah,
on stage.
one's technically a couple, so they're
The
doing that
audience
shit.
loves it.
They count the
laugh,
couple
they
as
clap.
one.
The
Ew.
heckler's never heard from again.
And they count the family as one. Ew.
Works great. Then backstage, I feed the heckler to my alligators. I don't have alligators. The box only opens one way. I push it up against an exit door, and when the heckler opens it, they can only leave.
I love
I've
her.
gotten exactly 2 negative Yelp reviews. Worth it.
I love her so much. Society as a failure is a question mark. Right here. When it's a period for Ashley, she knows it. We don't need to ask it, but we're going to, because we love Ashley, and I would listen to this woman talk for the rest of my life. Marcos, hi!
Every
I hope you're
aspect
feeling better
of our
today.
society has failed. Look at politics. We live in a democracy that is so divided, no matter who gets elected, half of the population is going to be miserable and angry. Families are divided,
Not the
lifelong
Goodleys, though.
friendships are torn apart. We are so at odds right now that left and right Twix don't even come in the same package anymore.
Okay. Kelly?
I haven't talked to her since we worked together. I'm sure she's doing fine. Supremely attractive people have it very easy. I'm sure she married rich or got kidnapped by human traffickers and sold on the black market. Either way, she's living in a big house with someone else paying all the bills. She's great.
What the fuck, Ashley? What the fuck? married rich. Human trafficking, either way, she's living in a nice house with someone else paying the bills. Oh, Ashley.
They say human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry.
There are
And I
only
want to
two
know
options,
how they
Amy.
know that.
Good thing I'm not pretty.
Are human traffickers reporting income tax, or are they just making up numbers?
You gotta bring up the Twix war, man. If you don't do it, who else is gonna do it, you know?
You can buy anything if you know where to look. I used to buy weed on the dark web before it was legal. I know
I'm
there are
so
people
proud
who
of you.
buy
I get
fake
more
IDs
proud of
on
you
the
every
dark
second
web.
of every day. And I've known you one
Anything.
day. So
can
imagine a
find it.
lifetime together, Ashley. Imagine a lifetime. If I'm this proud of you within one day, imagine a lifetime together. I would be nothing but pride for you. I'd have no room for myself anymore.
Oh, I never had a fake ID. I grew up in a small town. It would have been pointless. Everybody knew everybody else anyway. And really, the only reason to have a fake ID is so that you can buy beer before you're old enough. And I don't drink. I did buy a lot of beer for other kids when I was in high school, though. I mean, sort of. I would buy the non-alcoholic beer, and then I would peel the labels off, and I printed my own, put something, generic and fancy sounding. And then, during study hall, I would just sell it at a drastic markup. Nobody ever called me out on it. I don't think they ever figured
Why
it
am I
out.
not
even
as
remember
brilliant as
hearing some of the
you?
kids brag about how much beer they were able to consume.
You know when people say
Oh,
Queen
they
Slay?
must have been
This
very
is the
shocked
moment
when they
that that
attended their
phrase
first
was
college
invented
party.
for. Dave, did you hear Mallory? Every single fucking parent she's had has been dead, Dave. Is that a threat? Dave, is that a threat? You're like, adopt Mallory. That is a threat. Like, I am gonna die if I adopt Mallory. I'll give Mallory a space in the hotel. I'll keep Mallory safe. I'll give her some money. But I am not gonna adopt that woman because I would like to live to see 2023. There are absolutely no L's for Ashley. None. You're not gonna ask her about weed. Oh, I'm gonna ask her about weed, Wicked Panda. I'm gonna ask her. I needed to see fake IDs first, though.
Oh, I know weed is legal now, but back before it was, everybody would smoke it anyway. It was just one of those crimes you never got in trouble for. Like speeding or practicing medicine without a license.
Ashley's a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
The sale of human organs is a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. And who do you think is taking those organs out of the people who lose them and putting them into the people who need them? I doubt it's someone practicing with a license. But I'm not doing it. I am not involved in that
It takes a lot of guts to do
I
that.
dabble in taxidermy, but I am not skilled enough to take a kidney out of someone and put it in someone else and have one of them live.
You're inviting something interesting to happen to you. You don't know if it's good interesting or bad interesting, but it's going to be interesting. It's certainly going to be something that sounds good over a twangy guitar. I'm like literally stuck at the bottom here. Like I want to do these, but a taxidermy?
Taxidermy is a hobby of mine. Whenever I find a dead animal, I take it home and I stuff it. And then I save them, and when I have enough of them collected, I take them to dying children in the children's hospital. Because children love stuffed animals.
Fez, what is your issue with Ashley? What is your issue with Ashley? You can't say if I said this shit, Jess would give me shit, and then expect me not to ask what the shit is. That's literally like, oh, hey, if I said this shit, Fez would probably murder me. And then I just don't say it. You gotta say it now. You gotta mod up. And tell me what the fuck you're gonna say to my face. Say it to my face. What is it? What is wrong with Ashley? Shitoken's even in here. And Ashley's the love of my life. Talking about taking organs and shit? She's pragmatic. Okay. I feel like I'm going to do dating apps and then we're going to go to...
I don't
The Goodlies
particularly
again.
like any of the dating apps out there right now. They're all designed to let you chat with the person before you meet them. If you chat with the person before you meet them, then you find out how
The
horrible
door
they are
opens.
and you don't want to meet them. Then you don't even get the social rewards of having gone on a date. You know what I want? I want a dating app where you don't ever have to go on a date. Where when you match with a likely candidate, the app takes the photos that you have each submitted and places them in a likely dating scenario. Then it returns the photo to you. You can put that photo on your social media platforms, and it looks like you've been on a date. And you've never had to go on a date.
This woman is
Everybody wins.
brilliant. Okay? All right, Fez. All right. Yeah, she's taking stuffed animals, taxidermied animals to dying kids. I'm not on board with that. I'm not going to say that's a good idea. But when you're a visionary, not everyone's a fucking A+ vision, okay? Sometimes you got the dying kids one, and sometimes you got the dating app one, okay? Not everyone's a hit. She's too relatable. It's a trick. Get an X. Oh god, we have so many questions because I never like talking to them.
One thing you should never do is stiff a service worker. Tips are most of their income.
Just a tip.
I'm
though.
ashamed to admit I am guilty of that myself. There was a time where I didn't know you were supposed to tip housekeepers when you stayed at a hotel. I'd been traveling for years before I realized it. I have no idea how many housekeepers I stiffed without realizing it.
A lot of people aren't sure when they're supposed to tip and when they aren't. It's a big problem.
Well, I don't use a smartphone myself, but I hear one of the big problems these days is people don't know they're supposed to tip app workers.
I thought everyone knew that one.
What? Oh, you mean like Uber Eats drivers? Or what? I thought for a second it was just like you have to tip everybody on Tinder, which I thought was part of the whole procedure for that.
I've been helping out at the shelter for over a year now. I love working with the animals.
We used to be part of the neighborhood pet patrol.
Whenever
Usually
anyone
it,
in
like,
our
tells
town
you that you
lost
can
a
tip
pet,
in the
we post
app,
flyers
so-
and work the phones until that family had their missing member back.
I miss doing that.
We used to be part of the pet patrol, but it's handled online now. I hear it's very efficient, but
We
we
don't have the internet in our house.
so we're not
What
part
the
of it anymore.
fuck? You don't use smartphones and you don't use the internet. Would you just stare at each other's face? You do. No, we just sit at each other and we make quilts for the homeless.
I skipped study
Yeah,
hall and
skipped
snuck into the
study
school
too.
gym. The principal caught me and I got a week's detention. It's really not a very interesting
Gordon is,
story.
everybody's got to go
That's not
and
the whole story, is it?
get Corny's
You didn't
PayPal right
mention
now.
why you went to the gym.
Giant, how are you?
I was helping to set up a surprise party for the principal. His 25th anniversary at our school was coming up, so we had to do something for him. My study hall teacher knew and gave me permission to skip
The
class,
Bible.
but I couldn't
Only the
see that
Bible,
without
Wicked
ruining the
Panda.
surprise party. Still feel bad about lying to the principal.
Now, honey, lying is sometimes okay when it's to help the person you're lying to, like when we got you your glasses.
And we
I
said
know,
you look
Daddy, but
beautiful.
It still feels wrong.
Glasses.
Sarah used to babysit a little girl named Emily. She really looked up to Sarah. She always said she wanted to be just like her when she grew up.
One day, Emily had to get glasses, and she looked really cute, but she hated how they looked. She was super self-conscious about it, and she couldn't even stand to go to school anymore.
That's when Sarah came to me and asked if I could get her vision checked. She figured if she wore glasses too, then Emily wouldn't feel so bad about them anymore.
Daddy took me to get tested, but unfortunately my vision was 20/20.
I've never seen somebody so disappointed to have good vision. That's when I took Sarah to the mall to get her a pair of fake glasses.
Daddy's the best. I started wearing them whenever I was around Emily, and it worked like a charm. She started liking her own glasses almost immediately.
Like, that's such a nice story, but it's too nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there feels like there's something weird. It's like almost too nice. Need to reverse this gray spell. Good, I guess. Gotta, like, I hope that it gets better. It's 2022. Gotta keep our head down, eyes up. from that Stephen King film, Rose Red? Yes. I believe Halloween Town. 4 other people that had at least one night off a week that was the same, and we all meshed for TTRPGs. I mean, that makes sense. I could probably leave the internet at some point if I had a decent stock of books, but it's the last page you see before he kills you. I do feel like I'm on trial in some film like The Strangers. Okay. Oh God. Let's do first bake sale.
When I was little, a tornado hit our town. 2 families lost their homes.
Oh my gosh.
Language, honey.
Sorry, Daddy.
Eleanor hosted a bake sale to raise money for those families.
The bake sale turned into an annual event. They raise money for a new cause every year.
It's a really big deal. Everyone in town goes.
Alice actually runs the bake sale now. She took over for Eleanor when she retired.
They are performing choppers, right? Or we just all have childhood trauma. I don't know what it is. I'm like, you get along with your family and nothing bad ever happens and like you all sync together? That's bullshit. That doesn't happen. Poor Kano Los Dos. Jeff, we're gonna eat you after the interview. Like, they're gonna eat me straight up for dinner. Like, I might as well hear the weird Hannibal sounds in the back. Just like, they're gonna eat me like that. Left the internet this week, and that's kind of sad. Oh, why? Trolling? Something bad happened? Just personal preference?
Sarah
I
used
know
to only
that,
volunteer there once a month.
Elizabeth
she
Olsen
wanted
left
to
the
work
internet,
more,
like, last
but
year.
they didn't need the help.
True, but when Sarah wants something, she finds a way to make it happen.
While working there, I learned that a lot of the local homeless people were illiterate.
She talked them into letting her use their facility to hold a literacy class once a week.
It's every Friday night from 6 to 9. There wasn't a lot of attendance at first, but it's a pretty full class now, and I've made some good friends there too.
It's the one night a week that I let Sarah stay out until 9:30 now. I don't want her coming home that late, but she's really making a difference in people's lives.
This is just so strange. Okay, let's do music lessons.
Sarah's learning to play the piano.
I'm not that good, but I'm trying really hard to get better.
Well, at the rate she's
A couple in
improving,
Night
though,
Court?
she might
Which
be
couple?
A famous musician by this time next year.
She's exaggerating. I wouldn't want to be famous anyway. Piano for me is just like a hobby, like you're knitting or Daddy's gardening.
She just wrote it on a sign. The first attendance was just, what's this?
I like to make sure my family's eating at least some natural organic food.
Everything is so processed these days, and you can really taste the difference when you eat fresh vegetables straight from the garden.
Daddy works really hard on his garden.
I don't
That
consider
sounds
it
like
work.
a fucking
I enjoy
euphemism.
it. Plus, it gives me a chance to spend time outside.
Adults are weird. They can do anything they want, but if they want to, I don't know, play in the yard, they won't do it unless they find an excuse.
I love Sarah's outlook on life.
That's so creepy, the weird smile. Why? Okay.
I do crocheting and knitting.
But I
make
do agree with
clothes and
them.
blankets that I donate
Like,
to
fresh
local
veggies are
home shelters.
delicious.
You know, we used to just donate money, but there are just too many people in need. There's never enough money to go around, and winters get very cold in Utah.
And since we're able to buy fabric in bulk, we're able to donate 5 or 6
They really
times
do
as many
knit.
supplies as we could otherwise.
The hats she makes are really nice too.
I'll
They're so
have
much
to
more
watch it
comfortable
after
than
stream,
anything you can buy
probably.
at a store.
I usually don't do Discord
you.
stuff while I'm streaming. It's very rare. If it's just a picture or something, or
We've
like,
never been to a
short
rock
clip, I'll
concert.
probably watch
we
it
really
later.
should go sometime, though.
Walter,
Thank you
wasn't
for
the biggest
posting it,
fan of
though.
rock music for the longest time, but it was Sarah that convinced
It'll be
him
nice
give
to
it a
see
try.
after.
Yeah, all the rock music I heard growing up just seemed so edgy. I figured it wasn't for me.
Daddy just hadn't listened to the right bands.
That's
What are
true,
the right
'cause
bands?
I wasn't the
Flyleaf?
biggest fan of rock music either, when all I ever heard were wild groups like the
Wild groups
Beatles
like
and
Billy Joel?
If
What
Sarah
are you
hadn't told me
talking
that there were
about?
less rowdy bands out there, I
Billy
probably still
Joel
think
is
it's the
not
best.
rowdy.
It is amazing how much Sarah's changed our lives.
What did you listen to moving out and you're like, oh, Good luck moving out because I'm moving out. Wow, that's so rowdy. That's no. You gotta stay with your parents and Jesus. What are you doing?
Walter
Chompers,
likes the
I feel it.
winter, but you will not catch me outside if there's snow on the ground.
We've never
That
helped
sucks,
Daddy
Fry.
shovel snow once. We just stay inside with the heat cranked up.
Believe me, they more than make up for it in the summertime. I can't remember the last time I watered the lawn.
We do love finding excuses to work outside during the summer.
I'm starting a charity car wash. I already have a bunch of other girls signed up. We're starting on Memorial Day.
I love the car wash idea. There are always plenty of worthy charities that need the money.
Plus, it's a lot of fun. It's like getting to go to a water park for free.
Is They Might Be Giants a rock group? That's too rowdy. They Might Be Giants? All that bullshit? No. Istanbul, Wisconsin, get out. Hey, Johns, what up? Honestly, don't they all? This entire family looks like it's gonna murder me. I must know who they listen to now. I gotta know. What is less rowdy than Billy fucking Joel? Put that car straight in a tree. Try listening to Kiss. Sometimes if I really need to get amped before I work out, I'll put on Billy Joel song. That really gets the blood flowing. Do they feel like Rob Zombie is actually Satan? Wait until they hear Cardi B. If you think Billy Joel is rowdy, do they just straight up have a heart attack if they listen to Wet Ass Pussy? I just need to know. I'm asking for science. You know? If they set up to raise money for charity, 80% is for administrative costs. Don't tell me you don't feel excited to start a revolution when Vienna comes on. Honestly, we didn't start the fire makes me want to burn houses down. I'm like, we didn't start the fire, but we could have, Billy Joel. You're right. Let me just get this match lit. From college, went to grade school with Flyleaf 2 towns over for me. Really? Hell yeah. So I'm sure they'll be okay. Honestly, he looks like he's trying to Ben Shapiro cosplay poorly, if I've got to say so. If you're just joining us, welcome. Mr. Davenport is dying, and he's trying to bequeath his Bellflower Casino Resort to someone, and so he's asking us to interview 4 people and tell him why Ashley should get it. So there we are. Okay, let's go back to Becca and Todd, the horrible couple, for a little bit. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. Past boyfriends?
Oh, there were a lot of them. Am I right?
They were all so full of themselves. Like, they were either rich or famous, or both rich and famous. The worst combination. That doesn't impress me.
They weren't as great as they sound. Okay.
No, some were actually very cool. But I don't really talk to them anymore.
A little bit
Todd
of him
gets a little
died.
jealous when I do. But Todd hangs out with all of his ex-girlfriends, except Lily, of course. But, I'm not really worried about them. If he's not sleeping with me, he's definitely not sleeping with them, so.
I'm sorry. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? That's not on the list? That's not on the list? You two just got married and you're not. What?
Oh, Lily, she was just the worst.
This
I
is
wasted
science.
6 months of my life dating her, and that is all that needs to be said.
She used to physically abuse
They've got
Todd.
everything, Dave.
I'm so proud of him for breaking up with her. Even more for talking about it.
It's not really what she makes it sound like. She doesn't know the whole picture.
I mean, Todd could have easily defended himself. But the thing about Todd is he would never hit a woman. Ever.
Well, no real man ever would.
Especially Lily. I mean, I don't think I could hit a 95-pound elderly woman either.
Yeah.
Did she just say that Lily is an elderly woman? Like Todd's fucking a 95-pound elderly woman, or was at one point? Consensual. Steer of her. Confused. I only believe in sex before marriage. I call it the trial run. like Legends of the Hidden Temple down there. You don't just walk into Legends of the Hidden Temple thinking that you're gonna win. You train first. I forget sometimes that the things I say will last on the internet for a lifetime.
We just decided to skip the whole engagement ring thing and the wedding band thing. It's such an outdated concept. Plus, Todd thinks it's a waste of money.
Well, engagement rings are a scam. There's a great Adam Ruins Everything video about that, actually.
Yeah. Plus, I deal with a lot of high-profile clients at work.
I
so
just feel like
if I
they're
had a
not
ring,
really
it would have to
engaged.
be
I just
huge,
feel like these are
something
just
that
two
Todd
random
couldn't
people.
afford, really. I know that sounds shallow, but you know, people really do judge you for the clarity and size of your diamonds. So yeah, it's best I just don't have one at all.
Our grandma getters.
I used to date this famous singer. I'm not going to name drop because that's gauche, but you definitely know who he is.
A
Simple
lot of women
three-piece
have been with
monkey
musicians,
statue.
and to be honest with you,
Man,
we all know that musicians are not one-woman men.
I didn't know
It was
my
actually pretty
webcam was
serious
on when I
between
was
us. I mean, he asked me to move in
doing
with
that.
him and
I'm
his
so sorry.
parents. It's kind of the real deal.
Oh, well, I guess he was a good one, but I feel bad for her because he broke up with her.
Actually, I never told Todd this, but I was still with the singer when I met him. I didn't break up with the singer until we became official. It's crazy to think, if I hadn't met Todd when I did, I totally could have been married to the wrong person right now.
So, you cheated on him with me.
That's why I never told you this.
What? My God, Todd was the mistress. I can't. Hashtag sad Todd.
Our firm represents a number of well-known clientele. I'm not really at liberty to name names, but there's a few athletes and politicians who you might have heard of.
You know, I was actually an athlete. I was the star player on my high school football team. And I would have gone pro. Everyone would know my name, but I had a knee injury.
Took an arrow to the knee.
I mean,
I feel
look at
you,
him.
Todd.
He would have totally made the NFL had it not been for the injury. I mean, once he kicked a 20-yard field goal in a high school game, like that is extremely unheard of from what I understand. I almost went pro in gymnastics, but that didn't work out for me either.
I almost went pro in hand-to-hand combat with ninjas. So I get that. It didn't work out either. But I almost did that as well, because we're all doing things that are very reasonable and realistic.
A Las Vegas wedding was
With all the
her
bombs that
idea.
drop, like,
I told
there
her
are a
we
lot
could
of
get
follow-up
married
questions I would
anywhere that
have
she wanted.
pursued.
Vegas seemed perfect. It's affordable and it can double as a honeymoon.
Oh, plus it has casinos. She loves those.
Oh, and it has strip clubs. Todd loves those. He actually made a list of all the clubs he wants to see before we leave.
It was just
Token's a
just a list
resident
of places.
football person.
And there's one
So,
club on the
it's
list,
already
but
called
places that I
bullshit.
want to see from the outside.
Todd grew up in a very religious household, so he can be a little embarrassed about these things.
Let me show you the
It's okay,
goodlies.
sweetie. I've seen your list. It's perfectly normal for a man to want to see naked ladies.
That was me wanting to see the bare naked ladies in concert. It's been 1 week, Becca. Start playing with the football team. Lock this man up. He's fleecing us. You like hand-to-hand combat? I get that. You get that, like, sugar coating. You get that honey. Just slides out.
My parents own a small apartment building on the Upper East Side. They let me live there rent-free. I just pay for utilities. Todd's gonna move in with me once we're married. Apricot's gonna have to move out, but it's totally gonna be worth
What
it.
the fuck is Apricot? Is that your friend? Who is that?
My puppy. Her name's Apricot.
Why is Apricot gonna have to move
Todd
out?
is severely allergic to
Oh,
dogs.
fuck Todd.
So she
Pop
can't
some
live
Claritin.
with us, but I'm sure it won't be hard to find someone who wants to adopt an adorable little teacup Pomeranian.
Why is this one so stupid? I don't know. I thought the same thing. They like got up in their face, probably so that Todd would understand how disappointed we are in him. It would be great if it was like an apricot on a shrine.
Todd's family is very religious, very devout.
Oh, I'm not as devout as the rest of them.
Oh, no, you're just being modest. He's the only boyfriend I've ever had who insisted on keeping his virginity until we get married. I mean, How impressive is that?
Hashtag sad Todd.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal.
It's kind of a big deal. I've had to go over a year without it.
Oh,
So
We've been together for 2 years, dear.
I checked someone off my list last year. We promised we wouldn't have to tell each other that. The baseball player.
I need to fucking know what the list is and who's on it and how many have you been boning. That's all I need to know. Like the dog over Todd every time. Do you understand how it would be Becca and Apricot for me if I was Becca? Dropout's library of content and I'm making my own conspiracy board. Proud of you. Keep it real. Part of the game. We're talking about the list. Let's
You know
go.
that list every couple makes of people they're allowed to sleep with if they ever get the chance.
That's
to,
usually like
without it thinking
celebrities,
they're
right?
cheating.
Yeah, which isn't really fair because I don't sleep with anyone and she knows that. So,
Well, I've been trying to change that for the past 2 years.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get into heaven. So,
Really? Well, I've been trying to get him into heaven for the last 2 years with no luck.
well, aren't you supposed to be only putting famous people on your list who you don't know?
Well, I didn't know him when I made the list. I just so happened to meet him a year later.
Oh, convenient.
Besides, Todd put my sister on his list.
That was meant as a compliment alone, okay? She knows that I would never sleep with anyone besides Becca.
Yeah, my sister did not take it as a compliment. I'm still kind of mad about it.
What is with this piano music too? Oh, no. Okay, when I talk about the list and I say I'm horny, you just assumed I meant Satan, all right? The list is very, very short. The list is Adam Brody, Florence Pugh. That's it. That's the list. You're not getting in. Thomas, I think we found our winners.
My little sister Rachel, she's so
That's not even what we
competitive.
wanted to know. We didn't.
It's
We
kind
don't
of
care.
annoying. So
We
I
wanna
was
know
kind
why
of
she's on
prodigy
the
in middle
list.
school, so I skipped a grade, and then she skipped 2 grades, and then I graduated 5th in my class at Harvard. So she graduated 4th. It's like her only goal in life is to be just marginally better than me at everything she does.
The two of them have been at it since they were very young. Everything is a competition between them.
Yeah, competition, I rarely win. But luckily, she did not go into the legal field. She took the easy route, medicine.
Is it
I'm kidding.
pediatrics?
No,
Because
if
that
she
makes
had
her a
joined the
rebel.
family firm, I'm sure she would have been made partner 2 years before me, despite being 2 years younger. But it's fine.
That is in fact fine. Okay. Okay, we need to move on. We need to go back to Mallory. I don't want to go back to Mallory because it's Mallory. But I feel like this is not this sad country music background. Pretty sad guitar type. Oh, you know what I should do? Sad banjo background. Slow banjo? Sad banjo song for sad situation. No, I'm not feeling it. I feel like I liked our sad country music before, when we were living our fullest life.
Oh, I've done it all. I've delivered pizzas, I had an ice cream truck, I worked in a pet shop, I even worked on a cruise ship. I've had some truly wonderful jobs, but sadly nothing ever worked out. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to move to a big city. You know, one of those places that musicians write songs about. A place like Albuquerque. When I finally moved to Albuquerque, it exceeded my expectations. All the glitz, all the glamour.
All the glitz, all the glamour? What, Albuquerque?
It was really nice. It was great. I'd probably still
The
be there
puppy
if it wasn't for
incident?
that incident.
The puppy incident? What do you mean the puppy incident, Mallory? What the fuck do you mean the puppy
A
incident?
little boy had lost his dog, and the entire community banded together to try to find it. Every business had some sort of poster in the window asking for people to find the dog, and I actually came across the dog. Unfortunately, it was already dead. brought it to the little boy's family, and they seemed so happy. It was great. Until about 2 weeks after that, when we found out the truth. The little boy and his family were looking for a lost pet. Unfortunately, they were looking for a dog that had bitten the little boy. They wanted the dog to see if the dog had rabies. Since I didn't bring the correct dog back, they couldn't test the dog, and it turns out the dog that bit the little boy did have rabies. That's why it died. The story doesn't have a happy ending for the little boy, and I couldn't face the townspeople anymore, so I had to move out of Albuquerque.
I don't know anymore. I just need a minute. I need a minute. That was a lot to take in. So Mallory's a murderer, on top of everything else. Just on top of everything else. The lawyers are doctors, true. Writes about that city. You lived in Albuquerque when you were 6. Do you remember the glitz and the glamour of it? Quick question. Puppy Incident is my favorite metal album. Honestly, she's a terrible person. So, no. What is real anymore? Kaz, what up? I know, Lord. But, like, posting stuff in the Discord sometimes makes it a little more difficult to, like, listen to right now. How long is it? How long is the clip? It'll be destroyed in less than a month. I feel like if she gets a casino, she'll kill everyone by accident. I feel like she's going to murder people. Not, maybe even accidentally, but somehow she's going to murder people. So if you're just joining us, this is Mr. Davenport. He's dying from terminal cancer. And he's trying to bequeath his estate, his Bellflower Casino Resort to these people. And I have to pick which one. And it is, I love Ashley, but Mallory is the worst.
I worked at a really fancy pizza place that had a big dining room and everything. It was great. Anyway, the owner, my boss, was trying to sell it, so the potential buyers were coming in to see it and to go over the
Maybe
books.
before I do
the owner said that we had to look as busy as possible when they came in to make a good impression. So anytime there was extra space in any of the pizza ovens, we just started making cheese pizzas. I was given the cheese pizzas anytime I was making a delivery, and I was told that I needed to just throw them in the dumpster, but I felt really weird about doing that because the town had a lot of homeless people. So instead, I decided to do a good
Oh my
deed
god,
and pass
Mr.
them on to
Davenport
them
is actually,
instead.
like, related to the little boy.
After the potential buyer had looked through the restaurant, he was being driven back by my boss to his hotel room, and on the way, I guess they saw about 20 homeless people with our very distinct pizza boxes. I don't know what he thought, but he didn't end up buying the place after all, and I lost my job.
This can't be, like, she can't be real. All of this can't be real, right? There's no way. How in the world? Mallory, how in the world? There's not a pending investigation.
Shop, but I only worked there a few weeks before I got fired, unfortunately.
How'd you do it this time,
Before
Mallory?
I worked there, I really didn't know anything about animals, so I did learn a lot on the job, thankfully. Anyway,
Oh yeah, 3 minutes.
my
No,
boss would
we're
have me
not watching
open
the
up,
3-minute
and then
clip,
he'd
I'm
come in
sorry.
a couple hours later, around noon. And one day,
Usually if
got
we
a
do
hamster
clips,
delivery,
unless it's
2
something that's made
hamsters, and
specifically
my
for the
boss had left
stream.
a note
If it's
saying,
made
"Put them in
specifically
a
for the
fish
stream,
tank."
I'll watch a longer
The
clip,
thing
but
is, my boss didn't specify it was
if
supposed
it's just
to
a
be an
fun
empty
little
fish
thing, I'll
tank.
watch it after.
So I put them
Keep
in
it to
a
like
fish
30
tank that had
seconds to a minute
fish
usually.
and water in it. It also had a lid on the top. Anyway, the hamsters almost drowned, but thankfully we had this machine that was pumping air into the bottom of the tank, so the little guys were really smart and they took turns breathing out of the air hose.
Trying to understand humans. Like they fed a bunch of sad news stories into a computer and then spewed out a script. Almost as bad as Mallory. Wait, what? Okay, Jen, I'm sorry. What? Your ex had luck that was almost as bad? I have terrible luck, but what? I'm so excited about the ice cream truck. If you think the ice cream truck's gonna be wild, what about the cruise ship, Kaz?
It was a dream of mine for a really long time to have my own ice cream truck.
But then
I
when
love
the
the
actual
idea
ice
of
screaming
having my own
started,
business, being
everyone
an
was screaming.
entrepreneur, and selling wonderful sweet treats to people over jolly music. Anyway, it took a really long time, but eventually I did buy my own ice cream truck. Well, it wasn't actually an ice cream truck. It was an El Camino, and it had 2 freezers full of ice cream in the back. So anytime I wanted to sell ice cream, I'd just have to park and get out and
Were you
go around
arrested?
back. It was
I feel
great,
like you
and
were
I'd still be
arrested.
doing it if I hadn't lost my license.
Okay. All right. So you lost it, and you were selling ice cream out of the fucking trunk. I mean, entrepreneur, pop off, queen. Like, I guess really any truck or car can be an ice cream truck if you believe enough in yourself. You know? I mean, you don't even really have to buy the music, do you? You can just, like, shout out the fucking side of your car, like, bippity bop boop beep boppity bop, and the children will be like, oh, I remember the sounds of that. Oh, the ice cream truck is in town again. Boop bop boop. Like, that's what it's gonna be like the whole time. She definitely sunk a cruise ship. There's no way. Everything just went bad all the time. Oh, I get that. I feel that deeply. That is my life. Costa Concordia. Honestly, I feel like Mallory might be immortal and she was on the Titanic. She's gonna be like, I was actually on the Titanic, and funnily enough.
That was the most amazing job I've ever
And skiers. Both.
It was also the shortest. Unfortunately, the first time that we went out, we actually hit an iceberg and sank like the Titanic. Some of the lifeboats got destroyed, but most people were able to get on one. The rest of us had to survive by climbing onto the iceberg.
Called it! I'm a fucking wizard, bitch! Oh, I fucking called it! I called it!
After the ship sank, there were over 80 of us stranded on the iceberg, and we had no way to call for help, no food,
There was
no
this guy
water.
named Jack.
So out of desperation,
and I let him
we took
sink
off our
into the
clothes,
ocean
and we tried to form a sail
because
out
we
of them,
boned
hoping that we
once.
could ride the iceberg to shore.
And I was like, no.
The sail we made out of our clothes didn't end up working, and it didn't move the iceberg at all. Actually, after an hour, it just blew away in the wind anyway, so we were just left there half naked and freezing. Luckily, a cargo ship came upon us, and they were able to rescue us from the iceberg. But we didn't speak their language, and they didn't speak English, so we couldn't explain to them why we were all half naked on an iceberg. They dropped us off in Quebec after a very awkward trip.
Did she eat people? Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, I would not be half surprised if she goes, one time I threw a party and then we ended up getting stranded in a wintry area and I had to eat all of my friends. It was the Donner Party, but it's still a party. Thank you. Like, I really genuinely would not be surprised. Luke, hello. So it's kind of like Dr. Decker, which I still need to play fully because I've never completely finished Infectious Madness. But Mr. Davenport is dying and he's trying to bequeath his casino resort to one of these people. And we're having to interview them and decide which person we want and why that person is Ashley. We've pretty much made our decision. Mallory is, oh god. And then these people are, and then Becca and Todd are, So that's where we stand. It is
The
Tim
problem
Russ.
most people make when they're breaking up with someone is that they
You
try to
have
be
his
too nice.
autograph? That's dope.
And that's very selfish.
He's
Not the
been in it
good
very
kind of
little
selfishness
so
either.
far.
When you're too nice with someone and you're breaking up with them, it makes them sad. It makes them wish that you weren't leaving. It makes them think that maybe they should stay with you. When you're breaking up with someone, it is the
Hell
one
yeah,
time
dig
of
up
your
a
life
pic.
that you should be a complete asshole so that they actually feel relieved.
She is
They feel like a burden
actually
has
a
been
humanitarian.
lifted.
So
You
she
should always
helps
be
children
an asshole when you're breaking up with someone. That's why I'm very good at it.
as well. She helps dying children in hospitals.
Everyone talks about selfishness like it's some sort of sin. Selfishness is necessary.
She's about to break out a copy of Atlas Shrugged.
Everyone wants good paying jobs. Want them to be in our country and not another country. That's selfish. Everyone wants those good-paying jobs to be in our city, not another city. That's selfish. I want those good-paying jobs to be mine, not someone else's. That's selfish. Selfishness is necessary for us to survive.
All right.
I like to visit kids in the cancer ward. Yeah, I ask them to draw me a picture, and then I trade them for one of
She
the
helps
stuffed
children break
animals.
up with life. Oh my god.
It makes them feel better to barter. No one wants to be pitied, just given stuff.
No,
Even
I do.
kids dying of cancer.
She's wrong about that. I do.
I save all the pictures they give me.
If you just want to give me biddies
They
right
say
now,
that-
I'll take them.
A piece of art at least doubles in value once the artist
I'm not
dies,
gonna say no.
and I'm sure their parents will pay top dollar in about a decade.
You bitch about people giving you And I'm screaming into the void as well as everyone else.
The only reason I'm giving this a 1
Is Byakua's. The voices were pretty good.
Joke's on you, you already give us content.
Thanks for the biddies. I appreciate you. Also, you're the big god, Hammy. Congratulations. People are delicious. Yeah. I'm a pescatarian. I only eat fish and people, you know? I said Atlas Shard. That is a completely different parody. Completely different parody. Is the sequel to Atlas Shard? Exactly.
Well, if you
Ashley
insist on
is the
biddies.
best, and this is why we should give the money to her. Luke! You've bested Hammy. Thank you for being the biddy god. Thank you for the 245. I appreciate you. I want to ask about annoying people.
Most
Ruthless.
people are annoying. Some people take it to a whole new level. Some people are professional at it. Like those people who work in lotion kiosks at the mall. They know their product isn't any good. If it were any good, they would sell it in a store. But no, they're at a kiosk, harassing people who walk past until someone is so guilty that they can't just ignore them.
Giving
and
this
they
a
stop.
1 is
And then the lotion people start putting lotion on this poor
They do start putting lotion on you. I don't want people to
Choo-choo.
touch me at a
It's
mall.
awkward.
It's awkward.
And the person
I'm
can't
that
get away.
lady. I did this
they
once.
massage them.
I let them do it,
And
and,
it's
then I felt
awkward.
weird about it.
And the person can't get away.
I was
Until
both
this
the guilty
poor,
person
poor
and
slob
her.
buys something that is unnecessary and overpriced just to make it stop.
It does. You feel like you do have to make it stop.
Whenever I see those people and they've got someone in their clutches, I just walk up and I say, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Oh God, Ashley.
They never seem to know how to respond to that.
I love you. I love her so much. Thank you for the hype train. Choo choo, everybody. Dr. Cox's wife from Scrubs. Oh my God, she really does feel like that same vibe, that same energy. Hit the manuscript and wrote the fountain instead. Should have done Atlas Sharded. But you know what? Sometimes you don't end up writing your masterpiece the way that you hoped. Choo choo, Ashley is my spirit animal. Mr. Fiendish. Oh my God, are you really? Are you gonna do it in a single bits? Will that even work? Will Brian accept that?
Is Byakua's.
We're gonna
The
do this
voices
45
were
times.
pretty cool.
No.
Choo Ashley is my spirit animal. PSN hype.
Mr. Fiendish, thank you
hype.
for the 100, and Hammy, thank you for the 500.
I'm giving this a 1. Is
We're
Byakua's.
gonna go crazy.
The voices
We're gonna just be rocking
were
back and
pretty
forth,
cool.
just like
Gets.
Oh God. The reason I'm giving this a 1 is Byakua's. The voices were pretty good.
The voices were pretty cool.
How many times? Is there a way to make it?
reason I'm giving this a 1 is Byakua's. The voices were pretty cool.
It was a terrible
Lotion.
idea.
The
It was
only
a terrible
reason
idea
I'm
to make
giving
such
this
a
a
long
1
alert.
Is Byakua's.
I just really like when he says
where,
Byakuas. I'm
pretty
sorry, everyone.
The only reason I'm giving this a 1 is Byakuas. The voices were pretty good.
Is that the last one?
It's
The only reason I'm giving this a 1 is
Brian even
Byakuas.
sounds like he's fucking over it.
The
Listen.
voices were pretty good.
Skin.
The only reason
Have you
I'm
never
giving
seen
this?
this? Holy
is
shit. I need to show
Byakuas.
this to you. It's one of my
The
favorite things of all
voices
time.
were
Also, there's a...
pretty
If you
good.
donate like $4.26,
The only reason
another
I'm
one
giving
plays
this
from
a
it.
1
This is Vegas Tales.
Byakuas.
Let me tell you about
The
it while we live in
voices
hell for a second.
were
So,
pretty good.
it.
The
Vegas
only
Tales came out on
reason
Christmas
I'm
Eve.
giving this a
And this is
1
Mr. Davenport.
is
And he's
Byakuas.
dying, and we're trying to figure out
The
who should have his
voices were
casino resort.
pretty good.
I love it. It's great.
Gets.
The only reason I'm giving this a 1
It kind of just have settled into it
is
now.
Byakuas.
It's kind of just a
The
part of our lives
voices
now. And I
were
think it's okay.
pretty
I think we're fine.
good.
The
The only reason
Oh my god,
I'm
did you do
giving
the
this a 1
Did you do Hosen again?
is
Did you do
Byakuas.
all of them? I didn't
The
even feel like
voices
you got all of
were
those out. No,
pretty
you did the whole ass quote.
Hose.
The only reason I'm giving this a 1 is Byakuas. The voices were pretty good.
He did just
Again.
go hose. That's what he did. Anyway, here. This is important. Everybody, like, gather around. I'm about to teach you something. This is about to get into arts and culture. Ashley is Kim Rhodes. Thank you, Hammy, for all the bits, by the way. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. This is arts and culture right now. This is like my favorite thing of all time. And I was like, why don't I have it as it?
A review by Axman 13. Date February 3rd, 2010. Score 1.
One.
I really don't
want to say this.
but I have to now. This game is so essy.
Essie!
I mean, all you do is hit the space bar. That's it. How is this an RPG anyway? You can't control anything but what it says on the screen. What if I didn't want to buy the potion? What about quests? All you can upgrade is strength. There is no way you can lose to the boss at the end. This game is crap. It's not even an RPG at all. I mean, look at it! In what way is this supposed to be an RPG if you can do quests and stuff? All you do is press 1
No.
or 10 the entire time. Explain to me.
Explain to me!
The Athor commence al total lies. Is it supposed to be stick dudes? I don't even know how this damn game got the daily third prize. Or a rating of 4.26. People think this review is worthless.
Go ahead!
I don't care. I'm just trying to make a point here. Blam this piece of crap.
And here we go.
P.S.
Yes.
The
The only
reason
reason
I'm
giving this a 1 is Byakuas. The voices were pretty good.
But that's it.
Oh, that's what it is. The only reason I'm giving this a 1. Here you go. A-risk category under Real Pursuit. The Flash Classic. See, I thought it was that only giving a lesson to Juan. No. The only reason I am giving this a 1 is Byakuas. The voices were pretty good. Where he pressed the spacebar to do anything and you win like 10 minutes. I'd play it.
No one ever uses real magic in their magic act. It's all parlor tricks and very bendy assistants who can fit into
Magelinheim
small
Gold,
spaces.
hi! Happy New Year.
Machinery. Audiences just like to pretend it's real. If anybody ever came out and started performing sorcery or blood magic, the audience would lose their minds. That'd be nice.
Thank you for because I could not figure out what Bianca was. I was wondering when people would notice if you go to the tip section, there's 4.26, and it's another quote from that fucking video. But I feel like nobody knows that video. Like, I'm like the only person. I think Elspeth knows that video. I've heard her say this game is so essy, and I'm like, this is why we're friends. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if you asked Elspeth, she would know that video. But I feel like it's just me and Elspeth. Like, we're the only two people that watch that fucking video. Does she have crayon on her arm? No, she has beautiful watercolor tattoos. Ashley is a hero. Ashley is a goddamn saint! You want to copy pasta that for Brian to say? Do it in one! Donate all in one bit, please.
I think everyone should have hobbies. I like taxidermy and sensory deprivation.
I nearly
I
choked,
made my own
Ashley.
sensory
Please.
deprivation tank once.
Please don't say shit
Like
like
to
that
lie
while
in
I'm
it and
taking
be
a
alone
drink.
with my thought. It's very peaceful.
The
in
single
there.
thought
I slept in it
that
once.
I have.
It's like sleeping in a coffin.
Feels like Prime Newgrounds content? Prime. Does TTS time out after an amount of time because it's 716 characters? I believe so. I believe it does. But I can't remember. It's stream alerts, so I'm still not
Have you
entirely
ever
sure
tried
about it,
sleeping in a
how it works.
coffin? It's relaxing. It's cozy. There's extra layers of noise insulation in case you
I'll
have
have to
loud
look and see if
neighbors.
there's a limit so they
I
can make
slept in
just long
one
ass
back when I
messages.
had college roommates.
It's like everything. We had to move so quickly from Streamhouse to Stream Elements. I've never really looked into it too deeply. I've got to still finish it. You can make like rotating event lists and stuff, and I've been trying to work on that too.
Oh, I didn't actually go to college, but I lived in student housing after high school. See, you don't actually have to be a student to live there. I hated having roommates, but it's all I could afford. I bought my own place as soon as I could, but they kicked me out.
I love her so much.
I bought a burial plot. No one told me I wasn't allowed to move in until I was dead. That is a stupid rule. I should have sued them. But they agreed to give me my money back as long as I took my coffin and left.
She was gonna live in a coffin! I love her so much!
High school is awful. I mean, you undergo years of traumatic experiences.
That's just life
and then,
for me.
when you finally escape, they invite you back for a reunion so that you can go spend more time with the same people who made your childhood traumatic. I don't understand it.
You know
Do
what?
survivors of other traumatic experiences have reunions?
She just
I
speaks
mean,
nothing but truth.
do people who lived through a plane crash get together and reminisce about the turbulence they experienced before it all went pear-shaped?
I fucking swear to Christ, this lady's me. I've never felt more seen in a video game in my life. I feel like Ashley is fucking me and I am Ashley.
I've never been in a plane crash.
He just
I
picked him
fly
at the
all
lobby,
the
Lord.
time,
Like,
but
he
every
didn't even
flight has
fucking
always been
care.
incident-free. I guess I'm just not very lucky.
I feel like their conversations would be the best, Jen.
I don't understand reunions or nostalgia in general. People cling to the past like it was the best part of their lives. But do you know what most people spent most of the past doing? Waiting for the future to come so their miserable lives would improve.
Are you about to do another
Really
bad, Hammy?
Makes no sense to me. I don't live in the past. I look to the future.
Are you about to do a bad?
I am so ready to be in the future.
Me too, Sam.
Second my contract is up, I am out of here. I am retiring
I haven't
someplace
said
very far
you're
away
ready
with
to
very
go.
few people, and I am never going to
Okay,
think about
hold
Las
up.
Vegas again.
Let me get to the middle screen
wait for
where
that.
Ashley isn't speaking her beautiful
Now let's
mouth
see what the
magic.
future holds,
Okay?
because I'm done here.
Let's wait until Ashley isn't using her mouth magic. No! Ashley, I don't want to talk to anybody else! No, Ashley, don't leave me here with the Goodleys! Ashley, fucking come back, Ashley! Don't leave me! Ashley.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready now. Now's the time. Let it rip. We got nothing left to lose. We got nothing. There's no more mouth magic.
The only
Oh my
reason
God.
I'm giving this a 1 is because the voices were pretty good. ...
I really don't want to say this, but I have to now. This game is so easy. I mean,
just
all you
fixes
do
it.
is hit the space bar. That's it. How is this an RPG anyway?
The only reason I'm giving this a 1
Rest in peace.
is because the voices
I don't think Ashley would be happy
were
with it, but she's
pretty
gonna get it anyway,
good.
probably.
You can't control anything but what it says on the screen. What if I didn't want to buy the potion? What about quests? All you can upgrade is strength. There is no way you can lose to the boss at the end.
I don't even
The
know,
only
Brian. I'm
reason
sorry.
I'm
Oh, is he
giving
gonna
this
say
a
the
1
crap? I don't know if he
is
will.
because
I don't think he will say
the
crap.
voices were
Maybe?
pretty good.
This game is crap. It's not even an RPG at all. I mean, look at it. In what way is this supposed to be an RPG if you can do quests and stuff? All you do is press one button the OTA time.
The
The
LTA
only
time!
reason
He said
I'm
it
giving
French!
this a 1 is because the voices were pretty good.
Explain to me. The author comments out or lies. Is it supposed to be stick dudes? I don't even
Dudes.
know how this damn game got the daily third prize, or a rating of 4.26.
I will
The
remember
only
you.
reason
Chat
I'm
will
giving
remember
a
this.
1 is because
It's gonna be the same one.
the voices were pretty good.
I'm enthralled.
The only reason I'm giving this a 1 is because the voices were pretty good. But that's it.
BQAs! BQAs. Okay, I am gonna go pee because I will piss myself. If I have one more thing like BQAs in my life, I'm gonna pee my pants. So I am gonna go ahead and take a fucking pee break. I recommend we loosen our bones, our joints, because we're gonna talk to Mallory when we come back. So get your sad caps on. Hashtag BQAs in the chat. Alright, I will be right back. I'm gonna put on some music. Okay, I will not have my good name slandered like this. So I went downstairs and I got some more coffee and I peed and I got a snacky. And I was like, hey, do you want a snacky? And he was like, I'll take a bag of chips. So I grabbed a bag of chips. Well, I forgot the chips. He said he wanted granola and I thought he said drop the chips. So I brought up the granola. Then I went back downstairs, got a bag of chips. Brought it back up and I went, he goes, oh, just throw them. So I tossed them and I'm just a great shot. Hit him directly in the face. Should have caught it. Get good, scrub. I don't know what to tell you. Didn't hit the bag of chips. Get fucking wrecked. A bag of crisps, yes. For everyone else. Anyway, I got a granola for myself. You miss what happened? We can't talk to Ashley anymore. We've exhausted all Ashley options. Hammy became a bit god, and rightfully so. And Mallory was sad. She's killed skiers and also a small child. So, he is feeling salty. Because he's not good. He just couldn't catch it. Like a pro. Get good. Thanks for the clip, by the way. I feel like we should talk to the Goodley family. I don't want to, though.
I love water parks. One of my favorite things about living in Utah
That
is
why
that
you
we
wear
have
blue
many
so
of them.
much?
I'm a bit of a water slide enthusiast myself.
I'm not
I'm
really
in the bedroom.
Water slides. My favorite part is the lazy river.
I think Sarah's favorite part is all the attention she gets from boys when she gets to wear her bathing suit.
That's
And
nice
we've talked
too,
about
but
that.
I've always
That
loved
means you're
water
going to
parks.
hell, Sarah.
My parents used to take me all the time when I was growing up.
My favorite ride is the one where you have to cross a bunch of lily pads while holding on to the rope.
Walter always makes it across, though. I mean, that defeats the purpose. You're supposed to fall in. What's the point of going to a water park if you're not going to get wet?
All we
I
have
like
is
the
a
challenge.
BQAs.
It's hard to get across. Plus, my feet get wet.
I don't think he gets it.
She did also think the Titanic true. The Starfinder. That is true. You can just easily block anybody. So, we'll be fine. I want to know about that too. But I feel like maybe I should ask in case they do have only a certain amount of questions we can ask. Because didn't we have one more question we could have asked Ashley?
We're a flip phone family.
I love flip phones.
Is
They're
this a fucking
inexpensive,
Cricket
The
commercial?
battery lasts a full week, and they don't break when you drop them.
Oh,
I
rip
like
fry.
knowing Sarah has plenty of charge on her phone in case she needs a ride.
Well, you know, if I had a smartphone, I wouldn't have to bother you or Daddy when I need a ride. I could just use an app.
She's talking about those rideshare services. I just don't understand those. I mean, when I was growing up, we were taught never to talk to strangers on the
They
internet
lift you up,
and
but not to
get into a
Jesus.
car with a stranger. But now there's an app that literally lets you summon a stranger on the internet so you can get in their car. I don't understand why
There
they're
are
so
apps
popular.
actually that let
I'm
you
sure
summon a
there's plenty
stranger,
of
get in their
useful apps
car,
on those
and
things,
then
but
into their
everybody that
bed
I know
later.
that has a smartphone, they just text each other. I prefer having to call someone. It's more of a social interaction for me.
Oh my god. Oh. I nearly vomited in my mouth. He likes calling people? Oh. That is the worst thing by far he said this entire time, and he said a lot of heinous things. Discount John Mulaney. Thank you, babe. You serve these people? Luke hates them. Look, we've talked to them for like an hour. I hate it. I hate it here. No, I don't want to talk to them anymore. And she doesn't have a smartphone?
I know
Exactly.
people who have internet in their homes, and it does seem pretty useful, but there is a lot of bad stuff online.
Like
I've
this,
been
like
online,
talking to
and
you
There's a lot of good
in this
stuff on
game.
there too.
I'm sure it has its uses. It's just too easy to stumble across unpleasant language or other bad things.
Well,
I just don't want
fuck.
it in my home.
Walter's dental practice does have its own website. People can book appointments online.
My secretary Janet runs the site for me. We have internet at the office, and she is great at using it. She spends some of her downtime on a website called the TikTok.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. What is it for?
Honestly,
It's,
I have no idea. Janet has
well,
showed
it's
it
for
to me
Bing
multiple
Bong.
times, and I just can't wrap my head around
Fuck
it.
your life! A plastic water bottle and a paper towel roll. That's what TikTok is for. You're welcome. I hope that helped. Here's the thing, right? And this is, okay, we're about to get sidetracked again, because that's where my brain's at right now. But I am on very deep mental ill TikTok. Like, mentally ill TikTok is literally where I'm at. And I was describing something to Shitoken. I was like, piggy dipping at the piggy pond, chubby buns. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, the TikTok, the obvious TikTok that is on all of our mutual apps that keeps showing up, it was not on anybody else's app. It had like 80 videos. So I was just walking around the house just like, piggy dipping at the piggy pond, chubby buns. TikTok, the Kesha song, has a website? Yes. It's just all Kesha all the time. 24-hour Kesha station. Funnily enough, they were all on TikTok, yes. To block the bad stuff out? Almost like antivirus, and like you could have parental guidelines on your things.
When people get famous, they move to a big city so they can make lots of money. Once they've made all that money, they move to the place they really want to live. I already live in the best place I can imagine, so why would I leave in the first place?
Is this a cry for help?
My mom and dad live just a few blocks away from us, so I get to see them all the time.
Oh, did you think Sarah was our daughter? We get that a lot.
I just don't understand why so many people think we're related. I don't see the resemblance.
Yeah, Sarah and I aren't related, but we are married to the same daddy.
We met Sarah when she was 18 and fell in love right away. She became my second wife 6 months later.
Well, I could never live up to his first wife, though.
Oh my
Alice,
god,
she's
we were
amazing.
right! Oh my god! Oh my god!
She's a crackerjack in the bedroom as well.
That's just because I had such a great teacher.
Oh, Sarah's the real teacher. Did you know that you could use your feet in the bedroom? We had never heard of such a thing, but Sarah showed us, and now, by golly, Walter can't get enough of it.
And don't forget the thing you do that Alice likes. I have no idea how she comes up with these things.
Well, I didn't invent them. I learned them on the internet.
Well, the internet doesn't seem that bad. Maybe we should think about getting a computer.
Can we, Daddy, please?
No, not the daddy that we've been talking about! No!
Now, I'm not afraid of death at all. In fact, I can't wait to die. Honestly, I cannot wait to die. I wake up in the morning, I'm disappointed. I don't choke on my food at lunch, I'm disappointed. I make it to dinner, I'm disappointed.
Oh my god. I want to speak to someone else. This isn't a you should speak to someone else. This is a I want to speak to someone else. I would literally have paid this game to not talk to them one more time. Who called it in chat? Lord called it. Like, several other people called it. Yes, it was a big love situation. Congrats, you won nothing except sadness. You were right. You were right, and I don't know if you should feel good about it or not. I don't know. We're watching Maury Povich. Please stop. She's calling him daddy. And I'm calling a cab. I don't want to leave. No. I don't want to live on this planet right now. So hard. They're going to spiral so much. This is what the TMI emote was invented for. Yes, game. Where was that sound clip from? I have a soundboard. I have a soundboard that I play sounds on, Dave. Because I'm a fucking nerd. So, like, sometimes I'll just come down here and I'll be like,
Pumpkin spice season, son!
oh, I do. If you look up, I Can't Wait to Die book, there's a YouTube video. I will educate you. Once more. I'm here to enrich your life. But literally it's like, I can't wait to die. Honestly, I just can't wait to die.
I'm Annie, and I'd like to talk to you about how light in the morning has affected my life. I used to think about death all the time. I'd wake up, dead. I'd go to lunch, dead. I go to sleep at night, wonder if I'm gonna die. Dead, gonna die. Or be worm food one day. Until I read this book, light
In the morning.
Now, I'm not afraid of death at all. In fact,
I can't wait to die.
Honestly, I cannot wait to die. I wake up in the morning, I'm disappointed. I don't choke on my food at lunch, I'm disappointed. I make it to dinner, I'm disappointed. So light in the morning, it truly changed my life. And I tell you, the only way for you to know is for you to read it. So I highly recommend Light in the Morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play in traffic.
I'm gonna go play in traffic. That's literally, yeah. That's what it is. That's where the internet's good. Apparently, the internet is good for feet stuff and that. Don't look at me. Oh god. Mallory breaks Quebec. We're saving it for last. I'm gonna save Mallory for last because I also feel like she's sort of the safest option in a weird way.
When I was very little, I trained under the famous Italian gymnastics coach Sergio Endolini. My parents were convinced I was going to make it to the Olympics. I had the leotards and...
That's enough. Sergio Endolini isn't a real person, all right? We're not married.
I fucking called it.
The only reason I said we were married is because I wanted to get a free room upgrade at the hotel.
As you can tell, he's a cheapskate.
Well, as you can tell, she is a hooker.
Okay, I'm not a hooker. I am a sex worker.
Oh, so I'm so
and we didn't even have sex because you were busy crying the whole time.
Not true, not true, not true.
No, it is kind of true. The only reason I'm still sitting next to this person is because I wanted to be paid for this book, so... And now, you've ruined it, so thank you.
I ruined it.
Yeah,
You're the one who made me look like a complete loser.
He kind of is.
You know what? I'm sorry for wasting your time. Goodbye.
Can I still get paid?
You should speak to someone else. Okay, so we have two choices. This is probably going to be the last question we can ask. So I think I'm going to ask about Quebec. Because the lost driver's license, I'm pretty sure we can all kind of guess that she lost her license because she was selling ice cream out of her car. So we're going to go ahead and do Quebec. This is not a Lifetime movie
what happened
cast.
to the other
There's
survivors.
no way.
When we got to Quebec, we all just separated.
The other
Hitchhiking
survivors.
back to the United States from Canada was really unpleasant. Everyone only spoke French, and I was still half naked.
That's the title
Luckily,
of my
someone
autobiography.
did stop, and they had a pickup truck, so they let me sit in the back, and they stopped 20 miles from the New York border, which was great because I only had about a 6-hour walk back to the States.
Oh, really? There's more. Oh, Mallory, you're full of surprises. Deep dive. Because she ran some kid over. Maybe the kid that had rabies. Like, he didn't die because of the rabies.
I wasn't just selling ice cream out of my El Camino. I was also living in it. The ice cream chests in the back were plugged into the cigarette lighter inverter, so the engine had to be running at all times so that the ice cream wouldn't melt. This made it really hard to sleep. Anyway, one night I had a few drinks and I was trying to sleep, and of course the engine was still running so that the ice cream wouldn't melt, and a policeman came over to see what was happening. I didn't know this, but you can actually get a DUI if you're drinking while your engine's on, even if you aren't moving, so I ended up being sent to prison.
So the preamble, Marcos, is that she was on a cruise ship working, and then it hit an iceberg, and then she was on a fucking slab of ice for a long time, half naked with a bunch of French people. So that's gonna be good. It's gonna be fucked up, Dave, and it was. Now we're in prison. And I don't know which to pick. Because honestly, both of these are fucking amazing. I feel like prison. I'm leaning towards prison. Because I really want to know how Mallory survives in prison.
I actually got really lucky with my prison sentence. I was sentenced to 3 months in prison, but they let me out after 2. Also, I was sent in right before Christmas, which was great because on Christmas Day, they gave everybody a delicious cinnamon bun.
It's that positive spirit.
It was the best cinnamon bun I've ever had. I guess sometimes Lady Luck is on my side.
Oh my god. Oh, the prison cinnamon bun. Yeah, Lady Luck was on your side that day. For real, though. She was. She was smiling down upon you. But what do I know? I don't think it's a great, solid business plan, but next HBO show. Oh, no. Okay. Girl, I love you.
I know
seem
they
very
say
genuine.
you shouldn't hitchhike because it's dangerous, but the thing is, I've had a lot of luck
Because
hitchhiking
there can't be
over the
2
years.
serial killers in the
The
car.
first time that I hitchhiked, I was going from Detroit to Albuquerque, and these 3 really nice dudes in a hippie van picked me up. It turns out they were a traveling folk band, and they taught me how to drive so that I could drive down the highway while they were practicing in the back. It took a really long time to get to Albuquerque because they kept having to stop for shows, and we did have to camp in their van every night, but it was still great. You know, I've met my fair share of famous people over the year, but this was really cool because they were real musicians, and we got to get pretty close. Also, by the time we got to Albuquerque, I was so good at driving that I passed my driver's test the first time.
Oh my god, Mallory, every single time I think you're gonna zig, you zag. Like, this is like an episode of 24. Like, you and Jack Bauer are competing for most done in a day. Holy fucking Jesus. Prison cinnamon buns? Yeah, prison cinnamon bun. Yeah, because you know what? A regular cinnamon bun and a prison cinnamon bun have in common? I like them both warmed up. I'm gonna burn this VOD! A single year. Honestly, I feel kind of ashamed. I haven't done more in a year. So, touring with the folk band sounds somewhat fun. Yeah, it does.
I met Orville Redenbacher at the airport once.
Oh, fuck
It
off,
was
Mallory!
awesome.
What?
He was in line trying to get his luggage, and I thought, should I approach him or should I not? You know, I imagine a famous popcorn magnate like that is probably constantly having groups of people swarming him trying to get his autograph. But anyway, I decided to go for it. So I went up to him and I said, I love your popcorn
It's not going to be Orville
commercials." And
Redenbacher.
He was really flattered and turned
There's
out
no
to be
way.
a super nice guy. He even signed my cast. Anyway, that was in 1997. I found out later that he had actually died in 1995, so it couldn't have been him, but it was a really nice old man, and it was still a really fond memory.
I can do what's an Orville Redenbacher. Oh, we call BS. Oh, it's okay. Cast.
I broke my arm at the zoo. You know
How
those
do you
signs
break your
that
arm
warn
at
you
the
not to feed
zoo?
the animals?
Mallory!
Well, you should really pay attention to those. I tripped over one, landed
Oh my
on
god,
the
Mallory's
sidewalk,
the
and broke
reason
my arm.
Harambe is dead.
It was okay though because I had an appointment at the hospital later that day anyway, so I just had my doctor fix my arm then.
Why did you have an appointment? Do I want to know? What is this chick's deal?
Oh, I've been to the hospital a lot. I tend to get hurt pretty easily. You know, I've had so many x-rays and MRIs. I'm surprised I don't have superpowers.
Oh, fuck. I kind of want to know about the airport.
Oh, I wasn't at the airport to catch a flight. Sadly, I've been homeless a few times throughout my life, and one of the tricks that I picked up was that you can go to an airport and pretty easily find a place to sleep. I think they're used to having people who need to find a quiet spot because their flight is delayed or there's a long layover, so it doesn't look too weird if you find a spot and just sleep there.
This is
But
true.
there is
This
a
is a
trick,
very solid
and that's
plan.
to not overstay your welcome. So after 7 or 8 hours, you gotta get out of there. Also, you should never go back to the same airport twice unless a few years have passed. You know, I found a few creative places to sleep over the years. You just gotta know the tricks.
This is gonna be fucking so difficult because I don't think she's lying anymore. I feel like she's not lying. And I'm getting to the point where it's like, should I give the hotel to her? Because honestly, dear Lord, help us. Oh my god. And she's given solid life hacks, so it's the world's most intriguing downer. I feel truly, I'm never going to complain again, because I don't have this kind of charisma when I do it. So I do want to know why she's got x-rays. Black High! It was so good to see you in Katie's. Horrific bad luck, that's the thing too, though. We got to think about the future.
I've broken a few bones over the years. I've been in all kinds of accidents. A hunting accident, a skydiving accident, normal stuff like that.
Normal stuff like that. Mallory, I don't even know which one to fucking choose, girl. I have so many questions and no answers, and I don't know which one to pick.
When you see people parachuting on TV and in movies, it seems like they're being gently lowered onto the ground like a feather. But I am here to tell you that is not the case.
I want to know.
Even with the parachute, you're actually falling really fast, and impact can be really
We'll do sleep
rough.
next then.
I found that out the hard way. I was walking around and a skydiver landed right on top of me. Actually broke my arm in 2 places and gave me a concussion.
I made the right choice!
I never saw the skydiver again, which is too bad because I'll never have a chance to thank them.
I made the right fucking call! Oh god, now we have thank the skydiver or places to sleep? You think she'd stop doing wildly insane shit, like just walking down the fucking sidewalk, Argo, and getting attacked by a skydiver? With a 12 gauge? I'm not even sure at this point. Different bed each day of the year to try to, like, escape the fucking bad luck that's following her like it's a Final Destination movie? We gotta ask why.
Well, if it weren't for them landing on me, I wouldn't have gotten a concussion, so I wouldn't have gone to the hospital, and they wouldn't have given me an MRI, so I never would have found my brain tumor. They say there's nothing they can do for me, but at least now I know I only have 3 or 4 months left to live, so I can start checking things off my bucket list.
Girl. Okay, so here's my thing. I don't think we can give it to Mallory, and hear me out, okay? It's because she's gonna die in 4 months, and then we're gonna have to do this again, and I can't. I might have to talk to the Goodleys again. I can't do it. But that makes me so sad. I don't want Mallory. Oh god, is there anything we could do? Could we, like, use the proceeds of the casino resort to, like, get Mallory a doctor so that she would live forever? Because I want Mallory to live forever. Like, none of these are good. All of them have their things. So Ashley's retiring and she wants nothing to do with Las Vegas. Mallory has an untreatable brain tumor. She's dying. She only has a year or 2 left. Sarah isn't Walter's wife. She's his wife. Isn't Walter's daughter. She's his wife. So is Alice. And Becca and Todd are on their honeymoon. They died to get an upgrade. You're leaning towards Mallory? She's like, oh god. I never thought I would want to pick Mallory at the end of it. But I kind of want to pick Mallory now. What do you all think? It's literally between Ashley and Mallory. Sarah can know, and then Becca and Todd can know. Like, but Mallory and Ashley, like, I love Ashley, don't get me wrong. I want Ashley to thrive. But, like, I also feel bad about Mallory. I don't know. I just feel like Mallory got to me. Ashley. We got 2 for Ashley's. Get 3 for Ashley's. Leaning towards Mallory. Mallory is not coming in hot and heavy. Of wacky adventures left. Yeah, 2. True. Because the thing is, if we give Mallory the thing, then also she could burn it to the ground by accident. Or, like, skydivers will just start landing on the building and it'll, like, 1 for Becca. Really though? Because it also has to go to Todd. Okay, I'll do a poll. I'm not gonna allow... I'm the final vote. I'm not allowing laughs per vote. you're gonna have to do, you're gonna get a lot more bits. And then Ashley or Mallory, you're gonna rig this shit. Don't rig it. You rig this shit, I'm gonna be mad. Taking the current situation we're in, we're putting off for 4 months, literally. Like, Ashley's the only clear option to me. I think I would vote Ashley. Because I fucking, 1, I love Ashley. And 2, I feel like Mallory, like, well, Mallory will have a cushy life for like 4 months. Maybe the money would help. It just seems inevitable. There's an inevitability. That doesn't, I don't want to hear her turn us down. Here's the thing, I'm hoping that we don't have to go back and tell them. Because we're under the false pretense, right? That they're writing a book. So right now, these people don't know anything other than that we're writing a book. So, in fairness, we just go to the person that we're picking. And then we'll just go for it. Probably for 4 months. Then you immediately know. You immediately know. That, like, I'm worried that if I pick any of these things, I think that I just have to tell him all of the stuff, but I want to make sure that I have my option, because that's the first one that I'm going to click. Is somebody using biddies to vote Mallory? No. Don't be voting with biddies. Some bitch. Don't do it. I already voted. I did my part. I feel like we're good. I feel like it's Ashley. I feel like I'm calling it early. It's Ashley. Ashley's like the lead. I feel like we should just do Ashley. Ashley is leading the polls. Ashley is leading the polls, and I genuinely feel Ashley should get it. I think I'm gonna go Ashley, everybody. I'm about to usurp this, because somebody's voting biddies. Let's vote Ashley. I'm voting Ashley. Stop voting, everybody. Stop using biddies to vote Mallory, because I can tell you're voting biddies. I can see it! The fuck, rigged? I'll let it play out. But it better be Ashley. That's what I'm saying. Bam. I can't vote biddies. I would literally vote biddies right now for myself. Well, it went like leading, and then it was like a 4-point lead. And then in like Survivor, it just changed all of a sudden. It just changed. Somebody's rigging the polls. We're gonna have to do a recount. Don't do this. Is this Goat? I feel like it's Goat. Goat always ends up tying polls. No, don't make it Mallory. I don't want it to be Mallory right now. Yo, fam. Fry, you can't rig it with fucking biddies. Fry, please. Fry, I'm gonna usurp you. You know I'm usurping you right now, right? The fuck voted Mallory? I feel like I'm gonna usurp you. Now I've got to choose. Followed by another repoll. I'm gonna repoll it, but we're only doing it for a minute! And you're not allowed to use biddies. You're not allowed anymore. You're not allowed anymore! You've lost the privilege! Okay, there's the actual poll. We're not allowed to have nice things anymore. Okay, I'm voting Ashley. If Mallory wins this one, I'll do Mallory all day, every day. I refuse to put it in the We're gonna find out. We went through all this trouble, and then there's another hour and a half of game from Vertigo 3D. We're gonna play Vertigo tomorrow, and I'm so excited about it. I'm fucking so excited. Look at this, 12-8. Fry literally rigged the last election. Fry, thank you for rigging it with 1,200 biddies, but god diggity damn. This is a democracy that we're in, and you're spitting in the face of the democracy, okay? This is America. Stop the steal.
That's surprising. I would have thought she'd be more emotionally invested in the Bellflower after running her magic act here for so long. I guess I must have misjudged her. That poor woman never catches a break, does she? I don't suppose it would be logical to leave a hotel to someone who's not going to be alive much longer than I am.
What is happening? Am I gonna? Is it gonna be the last person that you click?
I did not see that coming. I mean, I only considered Sarah because
He was
she
in
seemed
Star
like
Trek.
Such a sweet, wholesome girl. I had no idea she was married.
Don't be
to an
this
older
way,
man
game.
who already had a wife.
Don't be this way, game. Don't be at this. Don't do this.
I don't know what to think about that.
Don't do this. Don't do this, Tuss.
Well, that's disappointing.
What's about to fucking happen?
I guess there's no reason to consider them as potential heirs anymore.
Okay, nobody's getting considered. I'm so fucking confused. What are you gonna do with your hotel? Did we just get debated by this game? Was this even a game?
Well, all 4 candidates have potential problems, but someone has to take over the hotel.
Or you could just
I
like
don't have any
continue.
more potential heirs. And
You
I've-
didn't have any
I've run out of
potential
time to
heirs. You
keep
walked
searching.
into the lobby and you picked random
You've
fucking
spoken to all
people,
of them.
bro.
Who do you recommend?
She was a witch, bro. She came down in a bubble. You should leave it to Ashley. She won
I'm
in a
looking for
poll,
someone
and
to
then
take over the
Mallory
hotel.
won in a fake poll.
If she wants nothing to do with Vegas, she'll probably just sell it. And that defeats the purpose of me selecting her as an heir.
She's earned it more than anyone else. She wants to leave Las Vegas because she has no reason to stay.
I hadn't thought about it that way. She might not feel a connection to this place right now, but once she becomes the owner, that may change.
There was no plot twist.
I'll have
It
my
wasn't
lawyer
us.
put in a stipulation that if she inherits the Bellflower, she cannot sell it, just to be safe. Would you like to tell her? It only seems fair that
She's
you'd be the
gonna
one to
hate
give her the
me.
good news.
She's gonna fucking hate me. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me again. Wait, what? I can't click it. Okay, there it is.
No problem. You're someone I can stand talking to.
Oh my god! Oh, she likes me.
Okay. Did I win? Do I get the hotel? Cool. I can do that.
We made the right choice, chat. Mr. Davenport passed away a few months later. Upon inheriting his estate, Ashley immediately hired a property management company to take over operations and retired to Alaska. She has not been spotted in Las Vegas since. Fucking did it. I'm so proud of us. That was the right call. Sorry, Mallory. I hope that you have a good time. I'm so sorry. I feel bad. I feel a little bit bad. I wanted to give Mallory everything, but
Hey,
what up?
yeah, I'm calling about the puppy? The missing puppy. I saw your flyer. Yes! I do. I found it. Now, you mentioned $100 reward. Yeah, I think you can do better than that. No, I was thinking 150. It's a really cute puppy. Well, then maybe your son can come up with an extra $50. Maybe a lemonade stand?
Ashley, girl! Get it. All right. Allows you to skip videos. Oh, good to know. All right.